positions still undecided?
Well, yeah, I think this game is going to decide where we are depth chart wise. I think we got a lot of kids. I think that are very talented, although they just don't have enough experience right now. So, and the only way you get experience is get out there and play. And that's what we're going to do. And then we understand that we may be a little young in some places, but, you also have to live with the mistakes, too, and hope they learn from them. If you keep doing the same mistake over and over and over now, that's something different. But we expect our kids to make mistakes. But while you're making mistakes, we really expect them to play hard and just show 100% effort. So if we can do that, just play hard and play with a lot of effort and not make mistakes going to kill us. And I think we got a good shot at having winning this game and having a good year this year.
And yes, that would be great to add another winning season after the last few. It's been like you mentioned, it has been a long time.
Well, and I think when you have a season like this, it's kind of solidifies your program. When you can lose, we lost 25 seniors. And if you can lose that many kids numbers wise, and then still to maintain and still have good years, then that means your program's on pretty good footing, and we know we're not in a panic mode. We got young guys, but as a staff, we really believe in what we're teaching and coaching, and the kids have caught on to the way that we do things around here. We are, Chambersburg for years, we're known for being tough physical teams. That's what we're trying to get to, and I think we are going to play like that. So, we have a lot of competition, but it's been a joy to coach these guys so far.
Oh, that's great. And when a fan or you're on the outside looking in and somebody sees you lost 25 seniors, the first thing is, boy, this could be a really down year. That's a natural reaction.
Well, I think that's human nature. People think, it's going to be a bad year, but we don't think like that. And I think our kids, by virtue of the way we practice and how we performed in our two scrimmages, kind of see, that, hey, we got a chance to be real good at this thing, if we continue to make progress. You just can't stop because I think a mark of a good team when they have young kids, they just keep getting better every week. And that's been our goal, is just get better every week and just see what's going on and try to correct our mistakes and learn from them, So it's just been great to coach these kids. I think anytime you can get a chance to coach a younger kid and he's going to be in your program an additional 2 or 3 years, and I think that's great. So the future for our program is great in the future, and it's also great this year because I really expect us to be a real good team this year and a team that hopefully will continue to have with the success we've had.
And I guess one of the big things always is health-wise. How are you starting the season?
Well, that was one of the things that has kind of been a downward for us this preseason. Our two linebackers, Mitch Holland and Colton Brooks, have been nursing some injuries. Mitch had surgery on his finger, and he should be back. And then Colton has been battling a variety of little nagging injuries, but we think he's going to be okay too. So, and getting those guys playing, they are the stars of our defense. So hopefully they'll be full speed or as fast as they can go, which I know you probably have to lock them up somewhere for them not to play. So they'll be there. But injuries, just various nicks and bruises here and there. But we should be, I think, relatively healthy for tonight's game.
Okay, well, Coach Saunders, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us, and good luck on a successful season.
Well, thank you very much. It's always good to talk with you.
Okay, thank you. And tonight's pregame show is brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, and 1685 East Main Street in Waynesboro. And we will be back with more of tonight's pregame show after these messages on the F&M Trust, the Sports Network, on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Hey, insurance companies that want to spend $1 gazillion on funny TV ads can go right ahead, as long as it's not my money paying for it. For seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance, I go to Erie Insurance, where a great price is just the start. You get unbelievable service, independent agents you can really trust, and superior products. But don't just take it from me. Talk to your local Erie agent.
Call Antrim Insurance. In Greencastle, call 593-0500. In Waynesboro, call 762-4565.
There's nothing like being at the game. The excitement, the fun, the food. And all the waste, whether it's popcorn boxes, hot dog wrappers, or this soda cup. Big games generate tons of waste. That's why Waste Management is helping stadiums and businesses reduce waste altogether through recycling and organic composting. To learn more, talk to your local waste management representative or visit thinkgreen.com.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-7571 or online at delprint.com.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Trane dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Closing in on kickoff, just about 10 minutes away from kickoff, and we are joined by Lizzie Arbogast from Game Time PA. Good evening, Lizzie.
Good evening. I'm excited to be back.
Yes, it's hard to believe it's here already.
I know. I feel like I've been previewing it for 2 months.
Yeah. and here it is tonight, and the big rivalry, Greencastle and Chambersburg. And, of course, the last 2 years, it's been no contest at all with Chambersburg. This year, though, do you think a little bit closer than we've seen recently?
I'm expecting a little bit closer, like we talked about last night. I mean, Greencastle is probably better than they were last year. Chambersburg, not as good as they were last year. I think a lot of questions will be answered for both teams tonight, and I hope it's going to be closer. I certainly don't see 49-0 at halftime.
Right, 49-0 at half. No, they're no fun at all, those blowout games.
No, I don't see the mercy clock coming to play tonight.
Yeah, and let's hope not. And Chambersburg, what a tremendous amount of change for them on both offense and defense this year.
Both offensively and defensively. They've got this, this brand new quarterback that they're really excited about, a couple of running backs that they're really excited about, but like I said, a lot of questions still, I think for Chambersburg especially.
And over the course of the season, do you see Chambersburg being able to compete in the Mid-Penn Commonwealth against especially the more elite schools?
Well, luckily they've got a couple games to sort of work out some of the knots, you know what I mean? And then I think that if they emerge as well as Saunders is hoping that they will, I think that they can at least put up a fight. I don't know if I see them competing for the title, but
and it's always a rough go in the Mid-Penn Commonwealth. But on the other side, the Greencastle-Antrim Blue Devils, after 2 5-5 seasons, you see things getting better here in Greencastle.
I certainly do, and I don't see them needing the last 3 games of the year to get to that 5-5 record. I think that they've got a lot going for them this year. They're really excited about a lot of things they have going on. Like I said last night, I think they're going to pass a little bit more, surprise some people.
That will be different if Greencastle actually passes.
Although they'll probably run the ball most of the time.
And for the Blue Devils, I guess one of their big question marks was at running back. They are not certain of their running backs at this point.
Right, it's definitely at running back. I think that James Hines is probably the one with the most returning varsity starting time, but as far as anybody else, it's hard to tell what's going to happen. They got a lot of people they like, but how that's all going to shake out, we'll see tonight.
Yeah, we'll find out here shortly. Lizzie, thanks very much for joining us, and we'll talk to you at halftime.
We'll see you at half. Thanks.
Okay, that's Lizzie Arbogast from GameTimePA.com. And we are closing in on kickoff here in Greencastle tonight. Just about 5 minutes away from kickoff, the Blue Devils and Chambersburg Trojans. And for this series now in its 5th year, Greencastle won the first one, and they won that in the closing seconds as time ran out with a Luke Bittner field goal. And then the second year, Greencastle missed the field goal with time running out, and Chambersburg escaped with a narrow victory. And as we've talked, and I'm sure you know, the last 2 years, Chambersburg has put up, I think it's 49 and 56 points respectively, and they've been no match whatsoever for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, I think that's about to change tonight. As we said on Chalk Talk last night, 2 years ago, we knew that was Greencastle's best chance to win for a couple of years because we saw the talent coming through in Chambersburg. We saw what the talent was like, and we knew those games were going to be tough. I think they match up again now. I think it's a good matchup. They're both kind of big and strong teams. They don't have a lot of skilled kids, but we'll find out as the evening goes on, won't we?
And yes, we will. Some questions will be answered tonight, Mike. I mean, I know it's early in the season, but you're going to get a little feel of things tonight on both sides about what to expect. One thing Mark Saunders talked about was, he thinks he has a lot of young talent, but how will they respond in game conditions? It's a lot different coming out here in front of a few thousand people. And for many players, really on both sides, it's their first time out in front of a large crowd like this.
It is the first time out, and the first game jitters and dropped punts, bad snaps on punts, untimely penalties. All those things creep up in a first game.
Yeah.
Maybe a fumble on an opening kickoff could turn the whole game around. And that's the thing you try to coach against, but you never know how your kids are going to respond.
And I guess the jitters are more for opening week than they are for any other week of the regular season, do you think? Or is this a weekly occurrence?
I mean, the funny thing is, Gary, you prepare from the time you finish for Chambersburg week 1. That's all you talk about. You never talk about week 2, week 3. It's Chambersburg. You get so hyped for this game that sometimes it's too much, and then once it goes, now you get into a routine. It's game night. It's good, but first night, you gotta. Some of these guys are new starters. They're trying to fill the shoes of a kid that played before them. That they want to do so well, and there's just a lot of emotion. First quarter, first night. I think you got to get through this first quarter, let it all calm down, and then we'll see a good second half.
And we're about to find out they're having the coin toss at midfield. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the crowd is rising here at Cayley Field in Greencastle for the playing of our national anthem. And tonight's pregame show has been brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent serving Greencastle, Wadesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way in Greencastle and 1685 East Main Street in Greencastle.
You know, Gary, we've come here for years. We complained a long time ago there were no numbers on the field. We didn't know what the yard lines are. They got us turf.
Yeah, they got us turf.
We complained that the lighting wasn't good enough. They got us new lights. They did all that. We complained mistakenly about the public address system, and they overdid it. Because it is totally drowning us out here,
yes.
as if we're sitting right next to the speaker, and we're not.
Yeah, yes, it is very loud. And you've complained about the gymnasium. Has anybody helped you out in that part yet or not?
Not yet. Yeah. There's nothing in the gym to help us out. But Greencastle's got Andrew Botrell, number 27, and Nick Silva, number 22, back deep. And those are two young guys that they're hoping can carry the load for them in the backfield this year.
So the Trojans are going to be kicking the football off to the Blue Devils, and the Blue Devils are going right to left here in the first half at Cayley Field in Greencastle. And the 2014 football season is about to get underway before a packed house, overflow crowd again tonight in Greencastle. And the opening kickoff is here, and that is Darius Johnson who kicks it, and it's going to be taken over the 30-yard line and up to, looks like about the 31-yard line is where the Blue Devils will start offensively.
Shaky start to the game. Silva had a long way to go to catch that ball and almost hit the up back who let it just barely hit next to him. But I did like the push of the push that Greencastle got even in that little bit of a scrum. So maybe strength-wise they match up.
And here come the Blue Devils. It's Spencer Myers at quarterback. And number 10, Trey Arnsparger in the backfield for Greencastle. And there is the handoff and getting up about to the 33-yard line on the play.
Greencastle gives the ball to Graham on their belly play. They spread out the formation, just as we talked about on Chalk Talk. Spread it out, run the belly.
And the Blue Devils, vintage Greencastle football.
Vintage Greencastle gave the ball to Graham. Same thing in the backfield, number 47, Tyler Graham.
And Myers at quarterback for Greencastle under center. And Myers is going back and fakes a handoff, and he has it out, has it complete. It's going to be first down yardage. On the receiving end is Tyler Graham.
Yeah, they get James Hines running the old the double crisscross they like to run. They come off it with the waggle action and get the fullback into a flat. That's a tough guy to cover. If he can get through the line clean, he's usually open over the middle, and Spencer Myers did a nice job of hitting him.
So it's first down for Greencastle all the way to their own 46-yard line, a drive that started at the Blue Devils' 32-yard line. And Myers again takes the snap, and Myers will hand it off and trying to find room around left, but this time very little for James Hines.
James Hines running the buck sweep out of the regular wing formation and gets himself about 2 yards, and that's where Greencastle, they're big up front. They've talked about that line, and in order to win this game tonight, they're going to have to get a bigger push.
And here come the Blue Devils. And getting flanked out to the left, that is Samuel Sprague. And it's going to be second down and 10. No gain on the play for Greencastle. That's a handoff and getting some room up into Trojan territory to the 45-yard line. That's Tyler Graham again for the Blue Devils.
And Greencastle coming right back what they do best. They run their ISO play. The belly play, they run the ISO with the lead backer. Give it to Graham. They got the halfback on the lead. Picks up a big chunk of yards. I like the way Graham runs the ball. He runs hard.
And he does. And, we were talking about questions at running back, and Graham is at least trying to answer some of those early on. The ball at the 45-yard line, and Again, the handoff, and this time, very little yardage.
I think Spencer Myers gets enough for the first down. They called. He did a nice job. He took the ball, and he looked for a seam. He didn't try to go right up over the center. He looked for a little bit of crease, and he got low and in it, and just enough to get the first down. So, nice. Blue Devils doing a nice job on offense here.
They are. They've marched from their own 32 all the way to the Trojans' 43-yard line with 9:22 remaining to be played here in quarter number 1 in Greencastle. Handoff again, and Graham this time is greeted by a few Trojans with Brandon Miller leading the way for Chambersburg.
1st and 10, go back to the belly, give it to Graham, see if it's there again. This time Trojans were there to make the play. Trojans got a big guy up front, Brody Coldsmith, defensive lineman. He's 6'1", 318. He seems to be moving to the tight end side. He just came out now as they rotate some other guys in, get some fresh bodies out there.
And Myers ready to go. And a loose football on the field, and I think Greencastle will maintain it.
Yeah, Myers just pulls out a little early. Those are the first game. Things are going well. You hate to get a drive kind of slowed down by this. You put yourself in a 3rd and 14, and I know that's what Coach Tenez didn't want. Coach Tenez, we talked about last night, if he's going to throw the ball, he wants to throw it when he wants to. He doesn't want to be in a situation where he's got to throw the football. So 3rd and 14, you're looking for it here. I say Bray Peck down the middle of the field is what I'm looking at, the big tight end.
Well, this is one of those situations where you would think they would have to throw it at 3rd and 14. Long time in the huddle for the Blue Devils, down to 7:55 remaining quarter number 1, and we've got a timeout called Greencastle. So there's a timeout on the field, 7:51 to play, first quarter. Greencastle nothing, Chambersburg nothing on the F&M Trust, the Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
When you get the home equity line of credit at F&M Trust, you can also apply for the Equity Advantage card, accepted at millions of MasterCard locations worldwide. Take advantage with the Equity Advantage card from F&M Trust. Get details at fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Blue Devils coming out with after the timeout with 7:51 to go, first quarter. They're trying to keep the drive alive right here. It's at the Trojan 48-yard line. They're faced with a 3rd down, 14 yards to go. And motion to the right from Hines. And back is Myers. He has it off. He has it complete. Up to the 50, 40, running room, 35, 30, 20, 10. And finally brought down inside the 10-yard line is Bray Peck.
Yeah, I expected Bray Peck to run the little waggle down the sideline. I didn't see that screen coming off the backside. Chambersburg came so hard off the backside, nobody picked up Peck. Myers makes a good throw over the defender's head, and Peck had a lot of room in front of him. He's my most underrated player of the year. I think he is going to have a stellar season. He's a heck of an athlete and can obviously run after the catch.
And this is quarterback Spencer Myers. And the Blue Devils on their first possession in the red zone at the Trojans' 9-yard line. And going back to pass, this is Myers. He keeps it himself. And he is going to get up to about the 7-yard line, 7 or 8-yard line, depending where the spot comes.
Now that's un-Greencastle-like, isn't it, Gary?
Yeah.
That's something we would have never seen in the past. Inside the 10 on first down, going to make a throw to the end zone. Chambersburg brought the safety, so I thought things were going to open for him because it played out just how Greencastle wanted. Chambersburg was bringing the safety off the right side, but they couldn't hold up the protection over there.
And it'll be a 2nd down and 7 yards to go, and the Myers ready to go from the 7-yard line, and he hands the football off, and it's Graham getting down inside the 5 to about the 2-yard line, Mike. So it's
Graham running hard. He runs the belly play again over to the right side, he's running great. He's keeping his shoulders down, and he's driving his legs. And the nice thing we've seen about Greencastle so far, even from the kickoff, they're moving the pile.
And with 6:15 to go, third down, 2 yards to go, and there's the handoff to Graham, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Greencastle. A very impressive 68-yard drive for the Blue Devils.
Outstanding drive for the Blue Devils. They ran the belly again. It opened up huge. They ran it right behind Bobby Ryder, and number 66, Andrew Scheller, right behind those two, got a huge hole over there. And things went pretty well for him. So first score, that's exactly the way you want to start this game if you're the Blue Devils.
And this will be Kurt Hansen to attempt the extra point for Greencastle, and it's going to be a fake. And running around the right side and getting knocked out of bounds on the attempt for the Blue Devils is Sam Sprague. So the Blue Devils will settle for 6 as the conversion misses. And with 6:08 to play in the first quarter, it's Greencastle 6, Chambersburg nothing on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Hey, insurance companies that want to spend a gazillion dollars on funny TV ads can go right ahead, as long as it's not my money paying for it. For seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance, I go to Erie Insurance, where a great price is just the start. You get unbelievable service, independent agents you can really trust, and superior products. But don't just take it from me. Talk to your local Erie agent.
Call Antrim Insurance. In Greencastle, call 593-0500. In Waynesboro, call 762-4565.
68-yard drive for the Blue Devils, and they lead the Trojans by a score of 6-0. They took up almost half the first quarter doing it, too.
And hope that extra point doesn't come back to haunt him. It was a bad snap. Sprague tried to handle the snap and get it on a tee and couldn't. So he got out of there quickly and was unable to convert. So that's something that maybe comes back to haunt you in this one. This will be good to see how the defense of the Blue Devils stack up.
And here is Hansen with the kick, and it's a line drive taken by the Trojans about the 25 to the 20 and up to the 26-yard line. And brought down there is Darius Johnson for the Trojans.
Great job by the Blue Devils in their kick coverage, getting down the field and making a play. And right now, in the last 2 years, we thought Chambersburg was way more athletic than the Blue Devils, and we're not really seeing that yet.
And the Trojans are on offense for their first time at the 6-minute mark. And under center for Chambersburg is Hunter Leedy, and motion coming to the right for the Trojans, and Leedy with the pitchback and getting a hole around the left side up to the 31-yard line. That's Darius Johnson out of the backfield.
So Johnson, they just motioned across to go to a trips formation, almost an unbalanced formation, and ran a toss sweep to the right to see if they could outrun the Blue Devils. And Blue Devils did a pretty nice job for a good stop for a 3-yard gain.
So it's 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Leedy, who won the starting quarterback job for the Trojans, and the handoff and getting knocked down in the backfield. That is Zach High, the fullback for Chambersburg.
And Jared Starlipper on the play, comes right off that end, makes a play for a big loss. That's a loss of 5, makes it 3rd and 12. And right now, Blue Devils have all the momentum in this game. And this is not exactly playing out like I thought it would.
And not exactly the start that the Chambersburg Trojans were hoping for. And it is 3rd and 12. This is Hunter Leedy. And motion coming to the left. The Leedy is back, and he throws it over the middle, and it's incomplete and almost intercepted. A Blue Devil got their hands on it to break it up at the 35.
Clayton Hartman gets his hands up, number 35. Clayton Hartman gets his hands, but I'll tell you what, Leedy takes a big hit by Bobby Ryder. Bobby Ryder coming off the backside gets Leedy right as he's throwing the ball, so that's something that'll be in his head the rest of the night as he rolls out. Nice job by the Blue Devils. Great job in coverage.
And the Trojans getting set to punt it away. And there's the snap and a bad kick. And it's going to roll out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Coach Saunders talking about that with Clay Myers there with the punt, and Clay Myers just got it off the side of his foot, and these are the mistakes. In week 1, game 1, in a scrimmage, you can re-kick that.
Yeah, yeah. This
You
is
can't
no longer a scrimmage.
You can't re-kick it tonight, and right now, if you're Chambersburg, you need a huge defensive stand here.
Because right now, the Blue Devils already have one 68-yard drive under their belt, and they'll start this one at the 40-yard line, 60 yards away from pay dirt. Or excuse me, the Trojan 40-yard line, 40 yards away from pay dirt. And this is Myers handing the football off and getting an opening and out over the 35 to the 34-yard line. That is Derek Measle.
Derek Measle, they came out in the tight left double wing, and they ran that little inside crisscross handoff they like to run, and they're good. Over the right side of the line, they're dominating right now. They got the touchdown down here earlier, and the double crisscross went to the right. That looks where the power is.
And a pickup of 6 yards on that play. And, now with the football getting up to the 30-yard line.
Hines with the first down. James Hines with the carry. And again, keep eating up that right side until they figure out a way to stop you and run the clock, right? Coach Teninis, old school guy. Shorten the game up, keep the ball out of Chambersburg's hands, and let's beat up their right side until they make the adjustment.
And with 3:53 to go in the first quarter, Chambersburg has had 3 plays from scrimmage in this ball game. And the Blue Devils are on the move again with another first down, and we have the first flag of the night in the Greencastle backfield. It is against the Blue Devils.
Blue Devils try to change the snap count, try to go on 2, and they got a jump. It looked like number 62, the right tackle, right tackle, Stephon Johnson. Looked like he jumped on that, moved a little bit early.
And this will be a 1st and 15 now for the Blue Devils. And the handoff and getting stacked up just over the line of scrimmage.
Looked like Nick Silva, number 22, with the carry, and they went left, and that's, maybe they out-thought themselves a little bit there. Thought, well, we'll go left and see how that goes. But 27 started to carry was Andrew Votrell. So maybe just keep hitting that right side of the line and see how they make the adjustment to it.
And it'll be a 2nd down and 14. No gain on the play for the Blue Devils. And this is quarterback Myers running. He's going to keep it. He's up to the 30, 25, breaks a tackle at the 20, and is going to be all the way down to near the 15-yard line. And another Blue Devil first down.
Chambersburg playing a little bit of undisciplined football there, especially against a wing T waggle team. You know you got to stay home on the backside on the waggle play, and there was nobody there. Myers had 10 or 15 yards to run without really being touched.
And the Blue Devils, another first down. They are all the way to the Trojan 8-yard line. And Myers is back, rolling, throws, looking for the end zone. He's got a receiver. Is he in or out? He is in for the touchdown.
Derek Measle just beats his guy. The defense, you can see him on the film. If you're watching our live streaming feed, the defense all came up. Everybody played tight. Safety jumped in. Everything went crazy. And Measle was able to beat his guy over the top, and Myers makes a great throw in the end zone for the touchdown.
And the Blue Devils have a 12-0 lead.
You know it's killing Coach Teninis. I mean, he wanted to score there, but he wanted to score 2 minutes later.
Yeah. You take them when you can get them right. And the Blue Devils are going for the 2-point conversion here, and it's Myers, and it's overthrown, incomplete. And with 2:30 remaining in the first quarter, it's Greencastle 12, Chambersburg nothing. This is the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-7571 or online at delprint.com.
Here comes the kick for the Blue Devils, taken by the Trojans at about the 22-yard line, and they'll manage to get it up to the 30. Darius Johnson on the kickoff return for the Chambersburg Trojans. And the ball at the just inside the 30 is where the Trojans will start.
How do you feel about going for 2 there, Gary?
I think it was a good move.
Do you?
Absolutely. You know, to make it 14. Yeah. Why? You don't agree with that?
I think you're playing behind the 8 ball then. Now 2 scores beat you.
Yeah.
You can't even block an extra point.
And here is the handoff and getting some room up over the 40. It's Darius Johnson for the Trojans.
Just run the little counter crisscross themselves, a guard trap up the middle of the field. Sometimes when you run a 40 against it, you leave those 2 A-gaps open. They're easy to trap them, and they were able to get that for about a 12-yard gain. That's their best play today.
And this is quarterback Hunter Leedy. And Leedy under center at the 40-yard line. And Leedy will hand the football off, and getting knocked out in the backfield is Zach High.
And now you got a flag on the play. You got Greencastle call with a penalty, a late call actually. So let's see what the call is here. But yeah, he ran motion and not pretty in the backfield. It looked like they didn't have their footwork down correctly, and he ran right into Bobby Ryder. Number 76, Bobby Ryder. He's 6'5", 330 pounds. And they're expecting him to be a dominant player this year. And so far in this game, he's done a pretty nice job of that.
And this is a big one, going to be marched off for 15 yards all the way up to the Blue Devil 46-yard line. And a first down for Chambersburg.
Yeah, you got to be careful if you're Greencastle here. You don't want to give him too much momentum.
And this is Leedy. Under center, Hunter Leedy. And he'll, looks like he's going to keep it himself and get very little, if any, maybe a yard or less.
Comes out trying to run the option. Reed and Starliper. Starliper stayed out, so he should have gave the ball. Instead, he pulled it out and ran, and Starliper right in his face. Jared Starliper playing a nice game on defense right now.
Down to a minute 12 in this, what seems like a rapidly played first quarter here.
Let's hope it is. Let's hope the whole night goes like that.
And this is Leedy out of the shotgun, and he'll hand the football off, but getting very little running room there.
Caleb Jones, right?
Yeah,
Caleb Jones in the pistol formation and the shotgun gets the handoff, but he doesn't have a lead blocker, and he kind of gets swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
And it's 3rd and 7 for the Trojans as we're inside a minute, down to 38 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. This very well could be the final play of the first quarter. And again, Leedy back, rolling left, has it off, and it is incomplete as he had it intended there for number 81, Jacob Maleggio.
Yeah, Leedy came out on the edge. He had 2 guys. He had the flat route and the one over top, a flood pattern. He went underneath. The ball was just a little bit too high. I think both guys were open, and he just got a little too high, so they come out in the pump formation.
And it's a 4th and 7. The last time the Trojans got off a very, very short kick, and this time it is better, and it is going to take a bounce and be at the 30-yard line on the punt of Clay Myers.
Yeah, he had actually about an 8-yard punt. It was 3rd and 7.
Yeah.
And he went 3 yards past the first down, so he had about
11 yards.
Yeah, he got about 11 yards on that punt.
It looked better on the outset, but
it went straight.
It was, yeah.
From our angle, it went straight, so it looked better. But 11-yard punt is not, if you're Coach Saunders, your kicking game is going to have to improve.
And here's Spencer Myers, and this is Myers who hands the football off and up to the 36.
Tyler Graham with the football, just kidding. They're going to go back and attack that right side a little bit, see if they can't get a crease. And we're going to finish up the quarter, Gary.
And that will be the end of the first quarter. Greencastle 12, Chambersburg nothing. This is the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
I just got a home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, and now I have another great advantage, the Equity Advantage Card. I can use it anywhere MasterCard is accepted to buy anything I need, like my son's college books, my daughter's new smartphone, or I can even refresh this very outdated kitchen. I'm going to love this new card, and you will too. So take advantage with the Equity Advantage Card. Get details at any F&M Trust location or visit fmtrustonline.com. Restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Brothers Pizza is a proud supporter of the Greencastle Blue Devils. Brothers Pizza offers a full menu, and breakfast is served 7 days a week. Don't forget Brothers Pizza for your next football party or special event. Our menu selection is great for football parties, birthdays, and other special occasions. Dine in, carry out, and delivery. 50 Pine Drive, Greencastle, next door to Comfort Inn. Phone 597-5322 or order online at mybrospizza.com.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will rock you.
Gary Klein along with Mike Mondadoro. Welcome back to Greencastle. It's been all Blue Devils in the first quarter. They lead it by a score of 12-0. Chambersburg with only 7 plays offensively from the line of scrimmage. Are only first down on a penalty. A flag is down. It looks like the Trojans may have moved on this one. Or is it the Blue Devils? It's against the Blue Devils.
No, it should go against the Trojans there. Miles Braxton jumped off sides. Number 52 defensive lineman came across the line of scrimmage. So that helps the Blue Devils out, right? Gives it a 2nd and 4.
It's 2nd and they're calling it 2nd and 3. And this is Myers, the quarterback, and he'll hand it off. And breaking through the line up to the 46-yard line for the Blue Devils is Derek Beazle.
And he ends up getting the first down coming off the backside. You can see the frustration of Coach Saunders. You can't see him. I'm looking over there, and they were calling a stunt. They played a game right into that gap, and the Blue Devils are able to block it up, and there's nothing you can do about that.
So the Blue Devils with another first down. They're on the move at their own 45-yard line, and the handoff. And getting up to the 47-yard line is Cal Graham.
And Graham just running hard, keeping his legs moving. Wasn't much there, but he's got his legs. I said earlier, Coach Saunders, when you call those little stunts in those games and you called a perfect play and you can't get it stopped, and there's not much you can do as a coach except figure out that these guys are pushing you around a little bit.
And it was evident on that play. And here is Myers. Again, quarterback under center, and Spencer Myers with handoff. And again, out in the open and all the way down to the 41-yard line. And that's Tyler Graham, and it's another Blue Devils first down.
And this is Chuck Taninis football right here. Let's keep the clock moving. Let's get some first downs on the ground, figure out where we can run the ball, and see how they're lining up against our formations.
So the Blue Devils, again, their first 2 possessions have resulted in scores, and they lead it by a score of 12-0. It's Spencer Myers, quarterback for Greencastle. And Myers fumbles the football, loose ball on the field, but the Blue Devils have it.
The ball was snapped before Myers thought it was coming, but the whole offensive line moved. So I'm thinking the center wasn't wrong because they all moved. So somewhere along the line that was just a mix-up in there. Greencastle, the thing that they've done, if you're watching, it's new this year, is we haven't seen jet sweep yet, and it's a different formation than we've seen in the past. It's not a typical wing formation, and this time it is. Wing over to the split, unbalanced.
And now we have a flag.
And now you got a.
That's against Greencastle.
Yeah, you got a running back who's moving, and he should have gone in motion. Yeah. Yeah, you started trying to teach that in Pee Wee League. The only problem is if he goes in motion, he was the guy who was supposed to get the ball. He better motion all the way back. Yeah. He's got to yell at the quarterback, chase me. Just chase me. I got the corner. Chase me.
And this is the Blue Devils now faced with a 2nd down and 16 yards to go. And Myers back. He throws it, and he has it completed with room and a whole lot of it. Breaking tackles down to the 20-yard line is James Hines.
The sad part about this play, that's coming back because there was a block in the back down here, and they're going to call it all the way back. And the sad part is that block didn't even have to be made. And that's going to be, when you see it on film, you're going to cringe because the wide receiver kind of came back and hit the corner in his back, and he didn't have to because Hines is going to run right by him.
And so this will bring it back. A big break for the Trojans on the penalty.
I mean, you love the way your receivers are going to come back and block for you, and you love that they want to do that. And he did try to get his head around, but anything that's marginal or looks close, you got to stay off of it.
So it's 2nd and 19 now for the Blue Devils. Spencer Myers dropping back, throws it, and it's intercepted by the Trojans at the 50. And down at the 45-yard line with the interception is Boaz Pogue, one of the few veterans on the Trojan defense, comes up with the big play for the Trojans.
Yeah, linebacker just got underneath the same play they tried to run earlier to waggle out. This time he gets underneath Bray Peck. Myers throws it, and Boaz makes a great break on the ball. He breaks up at 45 degrees like you're coached to do, picks it off, and gets a little bit of return yards. Now that penalty looms huge here, doesn't it?
It sure does.
That's a huge penalty.
Absolutely.
And the series started with a bad snap. Trips into the sideline. It's going wide side.
And here comes motion to the right now. The fumbled football by Leedy, but he picks it up and still manages to get a gain out of it up to the 40-yard line of the Blue Devils as we approach the 9-minute mark in the first half.
Yeah, Leedy kind of fumbled the snap. Looks like he's a little hurt, but anytime you see a trips formation into the short side of the field, you got to know it's going back wide side. They want you to overload your defenders to the short side, so they can outrun you to the wide side of the field.
So it's a 2nd down and 7 yards to go for the Trojans. Empty backfield, and quarterback Leedy has it off, has it complete, and down the sideline, and a Trojan first down to the 26-yard line is Darius Johnson out of the Trojans' backfield.
And this is the part that scares me if you're Greencastle. If Chambersburg wants to spread the field and go 5 wide, and you can't get a rush on the quarterback, they can beat you because I don't like the way they cover. Trips into the sideline again, coming this way.
And an empty backfield again as Leedy out of the shotgun goes over the middle, and the pass is incomplete as it was intended there for Pogue.
Pogue was wide open going down the seam, and Votrell, was it Votrell 27?
27, yes.
Yeah, Votrell gets his hands, Andrew Votrell gets his hands on the ball and gets it knocked away. Here they go, no huddle, spreading the field. 5 wide, Greencastle, you got to send somebody off the edge, get some pressure on the QB.
And that's Blevins to the right of your screen, and here is Leedy, and he's going in Blevins' direction, but it's incomplete, and it's 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, Bobby Ryder coming up the field. First he had pressure from the middle, not sure who that was, and he rolled out, and Ryder was there. Ryder was there to get a big hit on him to force him to throw that ball out of bounds.
And the ball on the 27-yard line of the Chambersburg, or the Blue Devils.
3rd down, 10 Trojans.
And it's a 3rd down, and we're looking at 2-down territory here for the Trojans. And this is Leedy back. Leedy under pressure gets it off. He has it complete and breaking through and down the sideline, still on his feet. End zone, touchdown, Chambersburg Trojans. And that was, I think, Darius Johnson, number 18, out of the backfield.
I couldn't tell if it was Darius Johnson or not. They ran a screenplay to the backside, couldn't make the tackle over there, and he gets down the field and scores. And they're going to kick it, as you should.
And see who the Trojan kicker is. That's number, because there was some question about that. Looks like number 18. The 19. Kick is 19, and that is Nazir Taylor. And the kick is good. And this extra point is brought to you by Remax Premier Associates, Lois Bear agent. And there's a break in the action. Things are a lot tighter with 8:06 to play. First half, Greencastle 12, Chambersburg 7. And they're about ready to go, so we'll keep it right here for this one. 12-7 lead for the Blue Devils. And we'll be all season long, we're going to be giving you a chance to win 2 tickets to the Washington Redskins Philadelphia Eagles game Saturday, December 20th at FedEx Field. All you need to do is go to the website and register the word tonight, which will be Chalk Talk.
Chalk Talk is the word tonight.
Yeah. Chalk Talk.
And that's an outstanding trip that you're going to win. If you win that trip, I'll say, Gary has assured me that I cannot win.
Yeah, you're not going to win. Yeah. Yeah.
What if the folks that win want me to go, Gary? Then
it's okay.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah, that's fine.
So
yeah.
if you win, when you log on the comment section, can you put in there that you really want me to come along?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm a fun
that's
time.
Fine. Yeah. And here is the Blue Devil or Chambersburg with the kick, spinning end over end. The Blue Devils fumble the football. It's loose. It appears Chambersburg has it, and they do.
How about this? Greencastle dominates all the way up until about a minute ago. They're dominating this game. They get the interception turnover, which will determine if we throw the ball the rest of the year. We get an interception turnover. They get down the field. They spread it out. Throw it down the field, they score, and I think that's what we're going to see again. He's going to have to come out 5 wides again and score again.
How many times do you see a football game turned around on one play?
One play, and there it is, 5 wides.
And again, Chambersburg, they've had some success with that, but they hand the ball off. Not much success here as it gets up to the 40-yard line, and on the carry for the Trojans is Carter Edmondson. And Carter is a 165-pound junior. A lot of new names for the Trojans. For 4 years, all I've been saying is Jamal Pickett. Jamal Pickett out of the backfield as he carried, the bulk of the load for the Trojans. So it is a little different, and it looks like we do have a timeout, and we'll take that timeout right here with 7:29 to play, first half. This is the F&M Trust, the sports network on midpenbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
I just got a home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, and now I have another great advantage, the Equity Advantage Card. I can use it anywhere MasterCard is accepted to buy anything I need, like my son's college books, my daughter's new smartphone, or I can even refresh this very outdated kitchen. I'm going to love this new card, and you will too. So take advantage with the Equity Advantage Card. Get details at any F&M Trust location or visit fmtrustonline.com. Restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Trojans playing the part of Rocky Balboa right now.
They're on the comeback trail.
They're on the comeback. They were hanging on the rope saying, hit me. Come on, hit me. And now look at it.
It's 12-7 with a chance to go ahead with a touchdown here.
Huge turn of events, Gary. Huge turn of events.
It is a huge turn, and it turned around on the Boaz Pogue interception. And Boaz, a key player for the Trojans on both offense and defense, had 37 tackles last year on defense. And there's the pitch back, and Darius Johnson with a couple of steps and breaks out of it. He's got room at the 30, and he's going to be brought down at the 30-yard line. And Darius Johnson, 5'8", 162-pound junior.
Blue Devils good enough to corral him. I'm not sure, a year ago they wouldn't have corralled a guy like that.
Yeah.
But he's not, as you said, Jamal Pickett.
Yeah. Well, Pickett, was a 4-year starter for Chambersburg at running back. And back it comes. It's Leedy, and Leedy overthrows it at the 20-yard line. It looked like it was intended for Caden Hoover at that spot.
Caden Hoover runs that little curl-in route, and Leedy just throws the ball too high on it. He muscles up the throw. It sailed on him a little bit. He's open for the first down. All he's got to do is make the catch. Sprague in coverage, but it's 3 yards behind the stick, so that would have been a tough one to stop with a good throw.
It's 4th down and 6 yards to go. The Trojans at the 30-yard line trying to keep the drive alive right here with Leedy. And he drops back and throws over the middle, and it's knocked down. And the Blue Devils will take over on downs, and that was a big series for Greencastle. Mike.
Bobby Ryder gets his hands up, knocks the ball to the ground, and stops that drive. And I got to tell you, Gary, I'm not sure if Greencastle makes a great play there, but Chambersburg allowed them to stop that drive because everything they did to score in the last possession, they didn't do on this one.
And now it's the Blue Devils taking over. They lead it by a score of 12-7 with 6:46 to play till halftime. There is the handoff, and nothing doing this time.
Graham came around the corner, and he was the lead block that time, and Graham didn't get any movement on number 53, the linebacker, Kelton Kostelik. And he got no movement on him, and Calvin was able to hold up. Kelton was able to hold up that edge, and so there was no running room at all.
So here come the Blue Devils again, this time 2nd down and 10 yards to go. And it's Spencer Myers. He'll hand the football off and getting to the 30-yard line.
Sam
Sprague, yeah. And it will be a 3rd down for the Blue Devils.
You notice that the Trojans are playing a little more inspired right now. Greencastle had them on the ropes, and that drive down here with the bad snap and then the penalty call turned this game around.
3rd down, 9 yards to go. As the Blue Devils now need a play to keep their drive alive, and it's only up to the 35-yard line. And the Blue Devils are going to have to punt it away.
Come out, they just ran the belly play trying to hit that crease to the right side. They've hit it a couple times tonight, so why not take a chance at it? And sometimes a punt's a great play. Change field position here. The only thing is you got to worry, can you cover it? We haven't seen Greencastle punt yet.
And it's Hanson back to punt the football away for the Greencastle Blue Devils, standing at the 31-yard line for the Trojans, and the ball goes out of bounds. And it's Darius Johnson, the returner, but he did not have to worry on that when it's kicked out of bounds at about the 39-yard line.
So Hanson is back. It's a clean snap, good catch. And I've seen Kurt Hanson with better punts. So, again, the jitters, that first game, getting rid of the ball. So he did get it off, though, and it went over 13 yards. So
right. The best punt we've seen tonight. Right? Yeah. Yeah.
So this doesn't make any sense to me, Gary.
And here we go. Yes, motion coming to the right, and there is the handoff for the Trojans, and it's up to the 45-yard line. Darius Johnson, the ball carrier, at the 45. Yes, they're getting away from what they
they ran the double crisscross there, picked up 5. It's a great play. But look, the people that know me, that listen, are going to tell you that I'm never a proponent of throwing the ball around. But man, when he spreads the field, Greencastle doesn't match up well on the outside. So if he gets the ball outside in space, they got a chance to score from anywhere.
And this is Hunter Leedy again, and Leedy is going to, I believe, keep the ball himself on the fake handoff, and no gain.
And Coach Saunders doing the Blue Devils a favor here. They're allowing the Blue Devils to get their momentum back, to kind of get back into this game defensively. And if they're going to stay in that tight formation, we've seen tonight that the one thing Chambersburg can't do in that tight formation is run the football.
So it's 3rd and 4 for the Trojans at the 45-yard line. And it's Hunter Leedy out of the shotgun, and Leedy back, and he is going to be sacked at the 40-yard line. And it'll bring up a 4th down. Leedy unable to get it off.
Leedy was looking, nobody was open on the outside, and so he ducked it and tried to run it up in the middle of the field. The Blue Devils got their hands on him, pulled him down. A great defensive stand by the Blue Devils with some help from the Trojans.
And now the Trojans will have to punt it away again, and it hasn't been good tonight with the punts. And this is a high snap this time, and the kick is off, and this one is a much better one as it takes a bounce and taken at the 25 to the 30 to the 35-yard line. On the return for the Greencastle-Antrim Blue Devils, it's Samuel Sprague.
Sam Sprague catches that ball on the run, gets as much as he can possibly get, gets down at the 35. So the Blue Devils 1st and 10, and I think 3 minutes to go till half. Coach Dennis wants to get the momentum back on his side. Get a couple of first downs here, keep this ball, score right before the half, and try to get in there with a 2-score lead. Because right now, as we talked earlier, going for that 2 might have been detrimental.
Well, in this case, it could be, yeah. But also, I want to get up by the 14.
I know you do.
Yeah. So here's Myers back. He's in trouble, and he's going to be brought down at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, ran the waggle action. They came with a blitz right through A-gap. When Myers turned around with the ball, there was someone right in his face to pull him down. He had nowhere to go with that.
And that's a 2nd down and 10 or 13, a loss of 3 on the play. 2nd and 13, 12-7 is the Greencastle-Antrim Blue Devils lead. If you've just joined us, 12-7, Blue Devils lead it. And this is Myers, handoff, and not much doing here either, up to the 34-yard line.
Graham gets the handoff to keep trying to go on that right-hand side. And you got about a 3rd and 12 here, and it's a big play in this half.
Greencastle jumped off to a 12-0 lead, with struck twice in the first quarter. And then Chambersburg here in the second quarter with the big play made it 12-7. And quarterback Myers throws, the pass is off and caught in coverage. And knocked out of bounds is number 12.
Wow.
And what a play from Derek Measle, as number 84, Sam Blevins, was all over him, and he somehow came down with it.
While Myers steps up in the pocket, he knows he's going to get hit. He just lets it go down the sideline. And what a play. What a play by Measle to catch. Strong hands pulling the ball down. And listen, man, you tell those wide receivers, make your quarterback look good. And he did a great job of that.
So it's a Blue Devil 1st down at the 35-yard line, and the pass is off. It is incomplete, and it was intended on the screen for Measle.
Trying to run that to Measle into the short side of the field. Not sure I like that call in the shotgun formation for the first time tonight. You're gonna run that the flare pass. I like that more to the wide side to give Measle a chance to run with it when he catches it.
This will be a 2nd down and 10. Ball sits at the Trojans' 35-yard line. Spencer Myers, starting quarterback for the Blue Devils, is under center. Myers rolls back and throws it, and it is incomplete at the 30 or 29-yard line.
Yeah, and Myers is a little bit of a sitting target now. You got to try to get him out on the corner and do some things. I coached with a guy in Gettysburg for a long time, somewhat of a legend, Sam Leedy, and I used to always say that to Sam. Sam, why do you run that little flare pass into the sideline? He can't run when he catches it. And Sam would say, I like to see the play. I like it to come to me.
You like? He has a better view
of
it.
I want to see it. And I would say, well, Coach, that's not okay. Okay.
And this time, Measle is going out to split wide to the left, to the far side for the Blue Devils. And Myers, the quarterback, is back, and he goes to the near side, and the pass is incomplete, intended there for Jared Stolliper.
Got a couple of screen passes early, and now the Trojans seem to be covering it pretty well.
So to bring up a 4th down and 10 yards to go.
4th and 10 for the Blue Devils.
Unless they have someone that can nail a 51-yard field goal, it's 4-down territory. And here, ball at the 34. And 4th down. This is Myers. He throws over the middle, and the pass is incomplete. Incomplete, intended for Stolliper.
That's a good throw.
Yeah,
it was. Good throw. Got it there. Gave him a chance to make the play, and Stolliper couldn't come up with it. But they ran both tight ends down the seam and let him pick which one he went to, and Myers went to Stolliper.
And now the Trojans will try to take this to halftime or take it to the locker room with the lead. They trail 12-7. And it is at the 34-yard line. And Hunter Leedy calling the signals. Empty backfield. And Leedy will have it off and have it complete. But it's a short completion up only to about the 38-yard line.
And this time, because they're strapped for time, they are coming 5 wides, no huddle like they did when they scored. And this is a big stop. You got to get a stop here if you're the Blue Devils. You can't let them take the lead at the half of the way you played.
And this is Hunter Leedy. Comes up with the low snap, has it off, has it incomplete with flags down as it was intended for Boaz Pogue and 3 penalty flags.
They're going to call that. They're going to call that on Graham Horse, and that's a terrible call because Graham had position, and he's allowed to catch the ball. He's allowed to make an attempt to it, and the receiver ran into Graham. He didn't do anything, and even if he cuts off his route, he can because he's allowed to get the ball.
So this will be a second, or it should be, second down here.
Oh!
It's not a call. It's not on the Blue Devils.
Have we ever seen such a thing? I don't know, man. I don't know if I've ever seen a offensive pass interference on that play. I think that's a great no call.
Yeah.
I think that's a football play in the middle of the field. Both guys going for the ball, run into each other. Okay.
And so,
I don't think either team needs to be penalized for that.
And the Trojans are going to take the brunt of it, though, as they have it moved all the way back. 15-yard penalty all the way back to the 22-yard line, so the penalty from the line of scrimmage. And the Trojans now have 60 or 78 yards to the end zone. As Leedy drops back, Leedy throws. He's got a man, but it is incomplete at midfield at the 50-yard line. Good coverage from the Blue Devils from Measle.
Tried to run Blevins over there. He's running the wheel route to this side of the field, and typical Greencastle, they're trying to cover the wheel route with the outside linebacker, and the kid's going to end up running down the sideline by himself. That's a tough play for an outside linebacker to cover the wheel. Greencastle, 3rd and 22, back up. Let him catch the ball, make a tackle. Don't let anybody beat you, right, Gary?
54, yes. If you're the Blue Devils, yes. And this is quarterback dropping back, throws, pass incomplete at the 35-yard line. And with 50 seconds, it'll bring up a 4th down and 22, and we'll see the punting unit of the Chambersburg Trojans.
Yeah, Leedy's just struggling a little bit. That time he went to the inside guy, and he was covered by 2 or 3 people. So he's just trying to. He's a new guy too, right? He's just trying to find his bearings out there.
Yes. Hunter Leedy had very few. Was in very few ball games last year. He did get a couple of snaps, but nothing to speak of. And back for the Blue Devils, standing alone, is Sam Sprague. He's at the 45, and there's the ball. It's into the end zone and down there by the Chambersburg Trojans.
That's where you want it. You want it at the 1.
At the 1 yard line, yeah.
You don't want the safety there.
You're right. You don't. Yeah, it's the 1 yard line.
If he would have called a safety,
if it goes to the end zone, it's a safety. Yeah.
If I was Chuck, I'd have argued that if he'd have called a safety. I'd have said, no, he's down at the 1.
It was very close to being into the end zone.
So let's say right now, if we had to evaluate the first half, we'd say pretty even. Greencastle a little bit more dominant, but Chambersburg's kicking team is killing it.
It is. It has all night. And special teams. How many times do you see that turn a ball game around? Timeout on the field. It's timeout Chambersburg. It will take this time to remind you that this broadcast is brought to you by Mobile Express Deposit from F&M Trust. With Mobile Express Deposit, you can use your smartphone camera to point, click, and deposit checks anytime. Mobile Express Deposit, another great feature built into the F&M Trust mobile app. Learn more at fmtrustonline.com. Member FDIC. Well, it could be an interesting 45 seconds here with the Blue Devils. First and goal from the 1 yard line on another botched Trojan punt.
It was a good snap, good hard snap, just squeaked through the punter's hands and then ended up down at the 1 yard line. And what do you see here, Gary? You going to go with Graham?
I would just go with Graham, run it in.
Give it to Tyler Graham off the right side, try to find where Bobby Ryder lines up, and let's go right behind him and Scheller.
Just keep handing it off until, and if they're not, until they prove they can stop it.
You got Johnson and Ryder.
And there is the handoff. Is it in? We haven't got. Yes, it is. Touchdown, Greencastle.
Kept Spencer Myers in there, and now we're going for 1. We're going to kick it. And that's the right call here if you're Coach Tenenis. Kick the ball.
In an 18-7 Greencastle lead, they have a chance to move it up to a 12-point lead right here. And this will be the Kurt Hansen kick out of the hold of Sam Sprague. And the snap, the kick is down, the kick is up, and it is good. This extra point brought to you by RE/MAX Premier Executives of State Line. Lois Bayer agent, phone 597-2777. 40 seconds remaining till halftime with the score. Greencastle 19, Chambersburg 7. As the Blue Devils get set to kick it off right here. And Chambersburg, again, as you talk, Mike, that kicking game tonight has been disastrous for the Trojans. And this will be Kurt Hansen to kick it off for the Greencastle-Antrim Blue Devils. What a difference a year makes at the half. 1 year ago, 49-0. The Trojans, and this year the Blue Devils with the upper hand as they lead it 19-7. And there is the squib kick taken by the Trojans at the 20-yard line.
He's got his knee down on the ground. And this, Gary, I'm sure we'll talk about this a little bit at halftime, but the start of this game tonight, the way it's playing out, obviously is not what you want. Coach Hunters doesn't want to see with a young team, but we talk about it every year here when these guys open up for the last 5 years. This doesn't bode well for Chambersburg playing in the Commonwealth Division.
No, it does not, and it's a game that really Chambersburg has everything to lose in this game. I mean, in Greencastle, really nothing to lose.
Except players when it was 49-0.
Yes, and there is the handoff and some room up the middle. That's Darius Johnson, and he gets it up to the 26-yard line. And we'll see if the Trojans are going to take time, and they do, with 25.2 seconds to play. Did they call time?
Chambersburg
called time, and will take time. The Blue Devils lead it 19-7 over the Trojans, with 25.2 seconds remaining. And this is the F&M Trust, a sports network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Trane dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
The Greencastle-Antrim Blue Devils leading the Chambersburg Trojans by a score of 19-7, 25.2 seconds remaining to be played in this ball game, in this first half. It was 12-0 at the end of the first quarter. Blue Devils led. And back, Leedy is back, has the pass off. And it is, and a lot of room up to the 40, 30, all the way to the 20-yard line with 18 seconds to play in the half, and on the hook and ladder.
That's pretty good. You got that in already in the year, the hook and ladder, and they ran it to perfection. And Measle, what a play to chase it from behind.
And now Chambersburg will put the ball, or spike the ball with 13.2, and I was trying to see who was on the receiving end there for Chambersburg.
Well, it looked like it was
side.
17 caught the ball.
Well, yeah, that would be Boaz Pogue.
And then he flipped it, and I didn't see who he flipped it to either.
Over on the far side, and it is 19-7, and that could be a huge play for the Trojans if they can convert right here. And here come the Trojans, 13.2. They trail it by 12, 19-7, the Blue Devil lead. And this is Leedy back, Leedy over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. But a flag is on the play, and it looks like interference on the Blue Devils.
Yeah, and Anthony Dunnigan hits Leedy. I mean, he gets in there, gets a good piece of Leedy, good hard hit on him. That is going to be an interference call. Linebacker got there too early, hit the receiver, and that's gonna be a huge call here.
And all the way, boy, that is all the way down to, let's see where the spot is. Interference against the Blue Devils. And it's down to the 11-12 yard line with 8.2 seconds remaining, possibly time for two plays from the Trojans. And back going end zone, and the pass, I think, is out of bounds, incomplete.
Pogue, they threw it to Pogue down there. He got a little bit of a push off, but the ball up over his head, probably the right thing to do. You still got 3.8 on the clock.
So the Trojans trying to cut the gap here before the half, and they'll have one chance. Are they going to go for the field goal? And the kicker is 19 for Chambersburg. And there's a whistle right there on the play before Nazir Taylor kicked it. And we'll see what the flag is. It's encroachment against Greencastle, which will move it 5 yards closer. Is this the right thing to do here, Mike? Go for the 3 or try to put it into the end zone?
I think you go for the 3. Get points. Get points if you can get them.
So
they jumped again.
Taylor's kick, and the Blue Devils jumped. The kick was good, or appeared to be, but
calling on the Blue Devils again.
It's going to be enough.
Now I think you start thinking.
Yeah, you have it down to the 7-yard line.
I think you're going to be down to the 3.
Down to the 3.
Hey, you got 3 seconds. You're down to the 3. Now the offense is coming out. Yeah, now I think.
Yeah, they got back-to-back penalties, so.
Put them on the 3-yard line with 3.8 seconds. Oh, 3.6. I don't know about that. 3.8, 3.6 on the clock. Now I think you take a shot at it, right?
Run or pass?
I think you got to throw it. Whatever your 2-point play is. You've been working on it all year, right? All summer, your 2-point play.
And the Trojans trying to convert here before the end of the half, and back over the middle. It is into the end zone, incomplete. And the Blue Devils have stopped the Trojans.
They want more time. They want more time. Saunders wants more time on the clock. Officials say no. No time on the clock. They don't get it. Graham Horst knocks it down, and the Blue Devils prevail at the end of the half.
They lead it. Greencastle-Antrim 19, Chambersburg 7. And we'll be back with our halftime show coming up next. This is the F&M Trust, the sports network on midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
When you get the home equity line of credit at F&M Trust, you can also apply for the Equity Advantage Card, accepted at millions of MasterCard locations worldwide. Take advantage with the Equity Advantage Card from F&M Trust. Get details at fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Brothers Pizza is a proud supporter of the Greencastle Blue Devils. Brothers Pizza offers a full menu, and breakfast is served 7 days a week. Don't forget Brothers Pizza for your next football party or special event. Our menu selection is great for football parties, birthdays, and other special occasions. Dine in, carry out, and delivery. 50 Pine Drive, Greencastle, next door to Comfort Inn. Phone 597-5322 or order online at myfrozepizza.com.
Football season is here, and Klein Tours has your ticket and bus transportation to NFL action. We have trips to all Baltimore Ravens home games. Join Klein Tours as we travel to Miami to watch the Ravens play the Dolphins December 6th through 9th. We have your ticket and transportation to see the Washington Redskins. Trips to New York City, Atlantic City, multi-day tours, and more. Klein Tours, the Tri-State's #1 tour and travel agency. Visit us online at kleintours.com or phone 717-597-5997.
There's nothing like being at the game. The excitement, the fun, the food, and all the waste. Whether it's popcorn boxes, hot dog wrappers, or this soda cup. Big games generate tons of waste. That's why Waste Management is helping stadiums and businesses reduce waste altogether through recycling and organic composting. To learn more, talk to your local Waste Management representative or visit thinkgreen.com.
The halftime report is brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, and 1685 East Main Street in Waynesboro. And it is a 19-7 lead for the Chambersburg Trojans, or for the Greencastle-Antrim Blue Devils here at the half. The Blue Devils broke out to a 12-0 lead. Chambersburg cut it to 12-7, but the Blue Devils scoring again in the second quarter to go ahead 19-7. And we do have a score. At halftime, it is Waynesboro leading Kennard-Dale tonight by a score of 28-7. At the half, so they're lighting it up tonight at Kennard-Dale.
Lighting it up at Kennard-Dale. That's a great night for Waynesboro. Get them off to a good start. We figured coming into it, Waynesboro would probably be 2-0 after Kennard-Dale and Biglerville.
Yes, and they were, but this is an 0-10 team last year, so a 2-0 start, how huge would that be?
That would be great.
It would be great for Waynesboro. Trying to get an update here on the Hanover's Jordan Longman has 100 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half. And we'll see. He got everything but the score. But James Buchanan leads at the half over Hanover by a score of 20-19.
Wow. That's closer than I thought it would be.
Yes, it is a very close one there. And
I thought JB would get a little further ahead on that.
And we'll see if we can have anything else here at the half. And this is a little bit of a surprise. It is Dover leading Shippensburg, but only 14-7 at the half.
And that's what's the surprise is 14-7, right?
Right. The surprise is 14-7. Not that Dover's leading, but only by 7 at the half.
Right, and you say that because Dover was a playoff team, went deep into the playoffs last year, and returned almost everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but it is 14-7 at the half, and here. Your thoughts on the first half for the Blue Devils?
I mean, what a heck of a game right now. It's going back and forth. It seems like just when one team starts to get really good momentum, the other team makes a play, or there's a mistake, a turnover, or a bad snap on the punt, that kind of stuff. But outstanding game. I've been impressed with the way the Blue Devils have been moving the line of scrimmage. Their push they've been getting up front. And even defensively, they're getting off the line, getting up the field, and getting in Leedy's face. So, really like the way the Blue Devils are playing up front right now.
And we're going to be joined here by Lizzie Arbogast, who has some halftime stats for us. And I got to say, it was quite really an exciting first half. Fun to watch.
I know, it was good.
It was good at Greencastle.
I wasn't expecting it, I don't think.
Not expecting a 19-7 Blue Devil lead.
I certainly wasn't.
Yeah. I don't know what the over-under on that was.
Yeah.
But,
I'd just like to go on record and say that Greencastle has passed the ball 27% of the time, higher than the 25% that we talked about last night.
Yeah, so they are 27%. Then you predicted that they would throw the ball more, correctly?
I did.
And,
and they did.
Yeah.
They have more pets.
Yeah.
I said 30%.
You said that. Well, he will be convinced by the end of the year he'll be walking around with an Air Teninis T-shirt.
Yes, there you go. Talking about some of the stats, though, Spencer Myers does already have 100 yards passing so far tonight with the one touchdown, the one interception. But, I mean, that was a nice defensive play by Chambersburg, certainly. Not surprised by Boaz Poe getting the interception.
Yes.
I mean, he's a serious threat defensively. On the running side of the ball, Tyler Graham, who I feel like he came out of nowhere. He was the leading carrier with 36 yards, 10 carries, and had a touchdown as well.
So 10 carries for 36 yards for Graham in the first half, and really wasn't knowing what to expect out of the running back position as we talked in the pregame show for Greencastle.
Well, like we saw, I mean, there were five different guys other than Spencer that carried the ball for Greencastle. So, like we expected, a bunch of people getting touches, a bunch of people getting some looks, and working out some of the kinks, I think.
Yes, and they are, and it does not bode well for Chambersburg.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I mean, going into a Commonwealth schedule. And
but you're looking at, there's really only one guy for Chambersburg that's made an impact offensively, and that would be the Darius Johnson, who had 25 yards on 4 carries, also had 64 yards with 2 catches. He's the one that got them down to where they could make a punch there at the end, and then they,
Yeah, they were unable to
probably should have gone for the field goal then.
Well, well, we talked about that, but once they got that close.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you're only a few yards out, then you were tempted, maybe you want to go and try the 6.
Right. And actually, I think if it weren't for Greencastle's penalties, they've got 70 yards so far penalties. So if it weren't for that, they might even be a little bit more ahead of this
Yes,
thing.
it was. They have had, a couple of very critical penalties. Penalties, and the interception looked like it was. The interception by Pogue looked like it was going to turn this thing around.
Right, it did.
For Chambersburg, and it did for a while. Yeah.
Right, it certainly did.
Yeah.
So hopefully Chambersburg can kind of collect their heads and shake off some of their mistakes and get things back on track.
Yes, and because it's and it could be. There's a long way to go in this one, no doubt about it. I mean, they've got a whole half, and it's still very close.
Yeah, we're not 49-0.
That's not 49-0 What a difference! This is a lot more exciting than 49-0.
Definitely, definitely. So.
Okay, Lizzie. Thanks a lot again for joining us here at the half. which Chambersburg trails by a score of 19-7.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks. And we are with 19-7, a 12-point lead for Greencastle. And Chambersburg hopes to regroup in the second half. I'm telling you, this is a game you don't want to lose if you're Chambersburg.
No,
going into the Mid-Penn Conference schedule, I mean, you just, yeah.
You're absolutely right. This is something that, they got Shippensburg next week, which could be, if Shippensburg's playing Dover the way they are, Shippensburg could be a tough one for them. And if they're 0-2, then things don't look well. But they got to find a way to come back tonight. The one thing I think they're going to have to do is, again, I think they're going to have to spread the field a little bit. And what they had some success with early in the when they scored their touchdown was get the running backs, number 24, I think it was a couple of times, Zach Hire and maybe a couple other guys, get those guys out into the flats and get them the ball on the wide side of the field into the flats and see if they can outrun some of these Greencastle kids and make some plays. And that's why I think they need to go with the ball. They need to get it outside. They can't let Leedy be a sitting target in there. If Leedy's a sitting target with the defensive line the way Greencastle's playing, they're getting up the field in his face and hitting him every time he throws. So they got to get the ball out quick, get in the flat, and hopefully their guys can make some moves and run up the field.
And it's 5:39 remaining here at the half. And we'll be back with more of our halftime show after these messages on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Hey, insurance companies that want to spend a gazillion dollars on funny TV ads can go right ahead, as long as it's not my money paying for it. For seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance, I go to Erie Insurance, where a great price is just the start. You get unbelievable service, independent agents you can really trust, and superior products. But don't just take it from me. Talk to your local Erie agent.
Call Antrim Insurance. In Greencastle, call 593-0500. In Waynesboro, call 762-4565.
I just got a home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, and now I have another great advantage, the Equity Advantage Card. I can use it anywhere MasterCard is accepted to buy anything I need, like my son's college books, my daughter's new smartphone, or I can even refresh this very outdated kitchen. I'm going to love this new card, and you will too. So take advantage with the Equity Advantage Card. Get details at any F&M Trust location or visit fmtrustonline.com. Restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Terrain dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-7571 or online at delprint.com.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago.
Halftime, the Chambersburg Trojans trailing the Greencastle-Antrim Blue Devils by a score of 19-7. And we want to give you an opportunity to register to win a trip to see the Washington Redskins take on the Philadelphia Eagles at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland on December 20th. And tonight's keyword is Chalk Talk. Just register at MidPennBroadcasting.com. We'll give you a chance every week on both the Blue Devils and Trojans broadcast. And then the final week of the season, October 31st, we will draw the winning name. And all you need to do is go online, Chalk Talk the keyword tonight. And speaking of Chalk Talk, we every Thursday night at John Allison House. A lot of people out last night, Mike.
A lot of people out last night. We sit around Thursday nights, 7:30. Log on, check us out. We do a little preview of the games coming up. We'll rehash this game on Thursday, and then we'll talk about next Friday night's schedule and all the teams in Franklin County. We'll get hopefully Lizzie will be around to help us out with some of that, and it should be great. Maybe we'll have a surprise guest or two.
Last fortunate we had Lizzie Arbogast and Ed Gottwalds to start off. Now I gotta let everyone know that in this ball game, when we made our picks, we all picked Chambersburg.
We did all.
We did. All four of us picked the Trojans to win. Ed and Lizzie and you and
we all.
I went with the Trojans. So
I thought Chambersburg I thought they would match up pretty equally, and I thought Chambersburg might have a couple of athletes. I don't know. I expected Greencastle to dominate up front like they're dominating this game up front. So you're right. We all did think that maybe this was one that Chambersburg was going to get tonight, and it's not over yet.
And it's not over.
It's
no,
not over
absolutely.
Yet, so,
I mean, no, it's
your
not.
wins.
No, I'm not counting my losses yet. I'm, just wanted to make that point. That it is a surprise that the Blue Devils are up at the half, but things could turn around dramatically in the second half, and that's what the Trojans are hoping for.
That's right. And don't forget, but we do Chalk Talks on Thursday night at 7:30. But you can also follow us on Twitter, and we'll let you know if we're going to have guests on or who's going to show up. We'll give you that information ahead of time. We even have an email address that you can email us questions at the show.
And it's Chalk Talk MPB, as in Mid-Penn Broadcasting, Chalk Talk MPB at gmail.com.
Well, there you have it.
And that's all you need, just Chalk Talk and MPB and Gmail. What else?
What else is there? You email us the
simple.
questions. Email us the questions. We can get to them on air. We can answer them. If you call us bad names, we just won't read those.
Yeah, we won't read. Are you going to censor the emails, Mike? Yeah.
If you send an email, you tell us we don't know what we're talking about. You have to get in line behind my wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think that's the first time we've heard that, right?
You heard that a time or two.
You know. Haven't we all?
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're talking about. Okay.
And the halftime show has been brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent, serving Greencastle, Wadesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, and 1685 East Main Street in Wadesboro. So, and our entries are coming in for the 2 tickets for the Redskins and Eagles game, and you can register as many times as you would like all season long. Just tune in to midpennbroadcasting.com for each week's coverage.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Getting some NFL games during the Christmas holiday.
Yeah. Could be a huge game, and then again, could be a Redskins and Eagles playing out the string.
Could be. It probably won't be, but hey, also do you get transportation with that as well,
transportation,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you get to cruise down with Klein Tours, and you get transportation to and from the game. Yeah. And you don't wait though if you don't make it back to the bus on time.
Well,
right?
we don't wait a whole long time.
You don't wait around for people, right? If they can't find their way back.
We can't find their way back. There's usually one reason that happens. And this is the kick coming and getting up to the 41-yard line for the Chambersburg Trojans. Is
31.
31 for the Trojans, and that is Curtis Little on the return for Chambersburg. They trail the Blue Devils by a score of 19-7, and important first drive for the Trojans, Mike, to try to establish something.
Yep, you got to try to get momentum back on your side here and see where you go. Looks like Leedy's out of the game. And new quarterback.
And we do have a quarterback change, and there's the pitch back and breaking around to the left side, but not finding any room there is for Chambersburg. That is number 4, Caleb Jones, excuse me. Deshaun Moore is at quarterback. Now, Moore and Leedy were both possible starters. They had battled it out, all through, the preseason and practices. And Leedy did get the nod tonight, but Deshaun Moore is in to start the second half.
Yeah, it looks like, the way the line is coming off the ball, they want someone that can move a little bit on the outsides.
And there comes the fake handoff, but it really didn't confuse anyone at all.
Except Deshaun Moore.
Yeah, and Moore.
That was too many. It looked like there were 3 or 4 different fakes on that play, and you don't have that kind of time to roll around back there.
And all at once, the Trojans are faced with a 3rd and 8. And they need a first down here to maintain possession of the ball on their first series of the second half. And this is Moore, the quarterback, and Moore rolling back. He's in trouble, running around to the left, and he's going to be sacked by the Blue Devils, number 52, Logan Shiflett.
Stephon Johnson, 62.
Oh, 62, excuse me, number
Johnson.
62, yeah.
And the Trojans have to punt now, and this has been a little bit of a problem here.
It has. In fact, it's contributed to Greencastle's 19-7 lead. And a long snap count, and here is the kick. And it's going to be another short one, but it does get a Trojan roll. And now the Blue Devils bobble the ball, loose football. Chambersburg, I think, has recovered, and they have.
They have, doing everything that you're coached not to do. Not to do. That ball starts rolling around like that, you get away from it. If you get away from it, worst case scenario, it's first down to the 30-yard line, and you got 70 yards to score. You touch it, and that happens. Because it's the way the ball is shaped, it bounces funny. It's never a true bounce.
And now you give it to a team 29 yards away, a struggling team, and a chance for them to, close the gap.
Build momentum, get back in the game.
So a big break for the Trojans if they could capitalize, but nothing doing on the first one. As stopped at the line of scrimmage for the Trojans, or a very short game.
I expected when they made the quarterback change, I expected to see more with the ball flying all over the place. He's handed it off 3 times or 4 times and tried to pass. That's the same thing that Leedy could have done.
Yeah. Yes.
He could have run the toss sweep and handed it off. So what was the point of bringing Moore? Let's get him out on the corner.
And now we're getting flanked wide to the left, Pogue for the Trojans, but the Trojans run it again. And they do pick up some ground inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. Darius Johnson.
Yeah, they're just going student body left on the toss sweep. Picks up about 9 yards. He just Bray Peck had him from behind, but he kept running his feet, and he was able to pick up the first down.
And it is a first down for the Chambersburg Trojans. 1st and 10.
Football is down at the 16-yard line.
And the ball on the 16. And the Trojans again running the football. It's Johnson over the 10 to just about the 10-yard line. And, the Trojans are just running, right at the Blue Devils up front.
Amazing what momentum will do for you, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You get a turnover. And this game, as we say, first games of the year, you got these kinds of turnovers. It's hurting both teams now.
And you had a 5-yard pickup on that play. 2nd and 5, and again the handoff at this time, nothing doing there. And see who gets up with the ball. It's Johnson for Chambersburg.
Starliper having a heck of a game tonight, making a lot of plays at that defensive end position. I know Coach Dennis coming into it has been real excited about the way his D ends play with Bray Peck and Starliper. He's been excited about those guys all year, and they both play tight end. They do a great job at tight end as well.
And again, here is quarterback. And he throws end zone, overthrown.
Greencastle does a nice job. They got 2 guys out in patterns. They have 2 guys in coverage. Sprague's in coverage on the deep guy, and number 35, Clayton Hartman, is on coverage underneath. So both guys were covered, and Moore would have had to throw a perfect ball in there, and he was getting pressure on the backside by Bray Peck. Here we go with the field goal.
So the Trojans are going to attempt the field goal here from Taylor, and it would be a field goal, and the kick is up. It looks to be good, and it is. So the field goal of 27 yards is good. And the Trojans have cut it to 9. And this field goal has been brought to you by Remax Premier Executives of State Line. Lois Bayer agent, phone 597-2777. 7:24 to play, third quarter. Greencastle 19, Chambersburg 10 on the F&M Trust Sports Network, on midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com. But very quickly they're coming back out. So we will just hold it right here.
John Barr is the referee tonight in the white hat, and they're coming out quickly because we're getting a little past his bedtime. He's been doing this. It seems like he's been doing this. He's got to be into his 40th year of officiating these games. Great man, though. Great man.
And here comes the kick from Taylor, taken by the Blue Devils at the 24. But they're going to get a little yardage up to about the 29-yard line.
Nice adjustment by the Blue Devils. Measle caught the ball. They moved him up into that second line, put him on the edge. They noticed that the Trojans were just trying to pooch kick it over there, get it high in the air to get coverage down quick, hoping they were going to kick it to a guy that can't handle it. So Greencastle countered that by using Measle on the outside of the second line.
So here come the Blue Devils to work. First down, 10 yards to go. Trojans scoring on their first possession of the second half. And room around to the left and getting up over the 40. And a first down at the 39-yard line. That is Sam Sprague.
Sam Sprague, jet sweep, first time we've seen it tonight. And Chambersburg played it perfectly. They saw the formation. They brought the safety up right on the line of scrimmage, right outside that, and they couldn't make the play. They got blocked on it. So the Chambersburg, when you look at that, you say, hey, we did everything we were supposed to do. We just couldn't make the play.
And it'll be the Blue Devils' ball, 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. And your quarterback Myers is going to hand it off, and breaking through and up to the midfield spot for the Blue Devils is number 17, and that is James Hines.
James Hines runs very hard. Sam Blevins shows up in the hole to make a play. Hines puts his shoulder down and runs right through Blevins for 2 more yards. So great play by the Blue Devils with their formation and coming back to the right side of the line.
So here come the Blue Devils again, second and short, just 2 yards to go for the first down. And they are at the 48. They need to get to the midfield stripe. And there is the handoff, and getting knocked down in the backfield for a loss at the 45-yard line is Derek Measle.
Yeah, Measle. And you know, we saw just how they adjusted to it earlier, but Sprague was able to get wide side. Measle comes back on the jet sweep. And you got to know that Chambersburg is prepared for your jet sweep relentlessly, because for the last 4 years, that's been your bread and butter play. Speaking of bread and butter, I thought we had a sponsor.
Yeah. And here is a flag on the play.
There you go.
And it's going to be against, I think Greencastle is going to be the
Hines. That's the second time he's moved in the backfield. This time he was at the wingback spot and he moved.
And we want to remind you that this broadcast is brought to you by the investment and trust experts at F&M Trust. It's your retirement plan working hard for you. Find out with a free customized pre-retirement cash flow analysis from F&M Trust. For details, visit fmtrustonline.com.
Big 3rd and 10 here, Gary. You got Twins out to the left, tight right.
It is. Big play in the ball game here with 5:25 to go in the third quarter. And not going to be much of a gain, only up to the 42-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down as that time it was nothing doing for the Blue Devils' Tyler Graham.
Yeah, Greencastle hoping they were catching. Chambersburg was bringing everybody. They thought they'd get a crease and slip Graham through there, and they did pick it up for 3, but unfortunately they needed 10.
And the Blue Devils still with a 2-score lead in the ball game. And that's a nice kick, taken at about the 21-yard line. This is Darius Johnson to the 40. Johnson at the 45 and is going to get to midfield. Good return from Darius Johnson and good field position for the Trojans.
Yeah, Nick Silva is out there and Johnson tries to cut it back to the middle of the field and he loses his footing. But great return by Johnson. And again, you start to feel a little bit of momentum here. They just scored. They just got the field goal. They're down by 9. They got the ball right here. First down almost at midfield. 4:41 to go in the third quarter, so there's plenty of football left to be played.
Yeah, you look up and all at once there's under 5 minutes left in the quarter. It's just been flying by. It seems like, yeah.
You haven't seen Greencastle throw the ball yet in the second half.
Yeah. Well, Lizzie pointed out they threw it 27% in the first half. And there is the handoff and up to the 45-yard line. Darius Johnson.
They got Leedy back in the game now.
So it is Leedy under center. And a nice pickup by Darius, a 7-yard pickup. Second down, 3 yards to go. And this is Leedy with the empty backfield. Now he hands it off, and it's going to be stopped by the Blue Devils and stopped big time. And probably they're going to be about the line of scrimmage there on the carry was Caleb Jones.
They're going into no huddle attack. They're coming out with 5 wide, 2 into the sideline, 3 to the wide side of the field, 3rd and 3.
So here's Hunter Leedy at the 49. He drops back. He pumps. He's in trouble, and he gets out of it and gets off a pass. It is complete. Down to the 30, the 20, the 10, the 15. Finally brought down at the 15 is Caleb Jones. Jones, who is a 5'6", 140-pound freshman.
Yeah, Luke Kaga on the tackle, and Luke gets in over there and makes the play from the safety position to save the touchdown. And nice play by Leedy. Good scramble, nice touch on the pass. It did get tipped, but he did complete it.
And that's one the Blue Devils should have had Leedy in the backfield. And this is Leedy again, and it's going to be incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver at about the 4-yard line. I believe it was Zach High.
Yeah, and then you got Derek Measle on the play, and Luke Kaga hitting him over the top. So good coverage on that. Leedy just a little bit behind on the throw. And this is what I thought we'd see in the second quarter. You know, this is where I thought, okay, you can't really run the ball against them. They're too good up front. And now you're back under center.
Second down, 10 yards to go. And this is Leedy, one back in the backfield. And Leedy will hand it off and the 15-yard line. And it'll be a 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, I'm baffled. I sit here sometimes and I'm baffled. I think thank heavens that offensive coaches have huge play sheets and they like to call them all. Because the things that they've done to get big chunks of yards and put themselves in scoring position, they go away from.
And it's 3rd down and 11. And this is Leedy standing at the 20-yard line on your screen. Leedy throws it over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete, I think. Boaz Pogue, did he hang on to it? No.
No, he did not.
4th and 11.
Just threw it over the middle of the field, 4th 11. Get the throws out to the sidelines. Where did you get your big runs tonight? Outside the numbers. Get it outside the numbers. Get it to a back into the flat. Let them catch it early and run. That's big plays for them. Throwing over the middle of the field against those big kids in there. Linebackers are dropping into hooks. They've made some plays for you tonight. So you got to spread it and get wide.
Chambersburg going for it on 4th and 11. It would have been a 33-yard field goal. But this is leading back, and he overthrows Boaz Pogue in the end zone. But then again, when I'm talking field goal, I don't know if the Trojans have a kicker that what their kicking is this year. It's been very reliable for a number of years.
Pick up the tempo. What's wrong with me? First week. It's the first week.
You got the first week jitters, right?
Pick up the tempo, Chambersburg. Go wide. Pick up the tempo. Get the ball in space. Get it to people that can run. So move Leedy around a little bit. Don't put them back there like they got to take a timeout. They don't have enough guys on the field. That's not good.
We will also take a timeout with 2:31 to play, third quarter. It's Greencastle 19, Chambersburg 10. This is the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Chalk Talk, the only program dedicated exclusively to Franklin County High School football, is on MidPennBroadcasting.com. Join Gary Klein and Mike Montadoro every Thursday night at 7:30, streaming live from John Allison Public House, 401 East Baltimore Street in Greencastle. We preview each week's upcoming games and talk with the players, coaches, and reporters. You're invited to join the conversation. Email us your questions and comments during the show. Chalk Talk on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
So here come the Blue Devils, 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line, and up only to about the line of scrimmage on the play is Derek Measle, the ball carrier.
And Greencastle early on in this game kept Chambersburg off balance. They came out in a bunch of different formations we talked about and still ran their same plays. Now they're kind of, I don't know if you want to say, they're kind of shrinking the field, coming back into that wing formation, and let's just do it. And Chambersburg is inching up tighter and tighter and closer. And now you go, okay, now you come out in the double wing again.
And this will be Spencer Myers, and he'll hand it off again to Measle, but not much room for Derek as he only gets up to about the 16-yard line, or that was number 17, wasn't it? Yes.
And Mitchell Holler makes the play from the backside. If Mitchell Holler doesn't come down the line on the backside, great play by him, by the way, number 40 for the Trojans. If he doesn't make that play in the backside, that play goes a long way because it's blocked out in front, and he gets corralled from behind. So you got to get the backside linebacker coming through and coming down the line. Great play by Mitchell.
And it is a 3rd down, 8 yards to go. And there comes the handoff, and getting up to the 25-yard line and carrying a few Trojans with him.
We're going to measure.
Hines.
It's
going to be close to first down. And it is first down Greencastle at the 27-yard line.
Yeah. I was Coach Saunders. I was like, come on, man, measure that. I want to see that.
It was very close.
It was a good spot. They gave him a little extra, I think. But good for the Blue Devils. So here they come.
So quarterback again, Myers. And Myers is going to throw, and the pass is incomplete coverage by Boaz Pogue. And it was intended for number 17 of the Blue Devils, Hines.
Mitchell Holler's got someone in his face Mitchell Holler was in Myers' face when he was going to throw the ball, and he couldn't step into his throw, which forced it into the ground.
45 seconds remaining to be played here in the third quarter. A 19-10 lead for the Blue Devils, and It's Measle, the ball carrier. He's going to be short. We're down to 35 seconds. This game has got the feel of the first two of this series. Believe it's still very much in doubt at this point.
You're absolutely right. The game still is in the balance. And we got Greencastle with a big play here, 3rd and 12, and they want to run out this clock.
And they have it down to 11, 10. Looks like the Blue Devils, well, are they going to snap it one more time? They've got it down to 4 seconds. And this is the quarterback, Myers throwing. He's got it off. He's got it complete down the sideline and all the way up to the 48-yard line on the receiving end for the Greencastle Blue Devils, Jared Stolliper.
Great throw. Hits Stolliper on that flood route to that side. Gets the medium route, gets it to him. Stolliper makes the catch and run, and that's what Coach Saninas wants out of these guys. Out of these big tight ends, big catches and big runs after the catch.
And that's the end of the third quarter with the score. Greencastle 19, Chambersburg 10 on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
I just got a home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, and now I have another great advantage, the Equity Advantage Card. I can use it anywhere MasterCard is accepted to buy anything I need, like my son's college books, my daughter's new smartphone, or I can even refresh this very outdated kitchen. I'm going to love this new card, and you will too. So take advantage with the Equity Advantage Card. Get details at any F&M Trust location or visit fmtrustonline.com. Restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
There's nothing like being at the game. The excitement, the fun, the food, and all the waste. Whether it's popcorn boxes, hot dog wrappers, or this soda cup. Big games.
And here we go as there's a flag on the play and the handoff to the Blue Devils. And Derek Measle does have first down yardage if it stands.
I don't think it'll stand. I think they're gonna get that call back. It looks like Measle's hurt too on the play. He's jumping up, coming to the sideline, looking for someone to step in for him. It looks like we had a legal procedure on the Blue Devils.
So it is coming back, and Measle coming to the sidelines. And back it goes.
Our junior cheerleader, Zach Bingaman. Hannah Bosher. Lewis.
All the way to the 43-yard line.
Seniors after this play.
Back to the 43. It's 1st and 15 for the Blue Devils from that spot. And it's Spencer Myers right under center. And quarterback rolling and throwing and incomplete. Out at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Spencer, that's always a tough one when you have your back to the line of scrimmage. You get the ball fake, and then you got to spin around, find the receiver, get your feet right, and throw as he's going. And Hines is a little bit behind him, and maybe Hines should have been a little deeper. You know, the timing of that was just the time is tough timing on that.
And it's 2nd down, 15 yards to go. And quarterback and back
there
and throws. It is complete and a lot of room to run out to the 30, down the sideline to the 25-yard line is James Hines for the Blue Devils.
And that's what we're used to seeing the Blue Devils do. Get your quarterback out on the corner into play action and hit that fullback into the flat or hit that tight end coming across and get big yards out of it. And they just did there. And Chambersburg, not a great job of covering Waggle.
And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Does this score here put it out of reach? If
I
Blue
don't
Devils
think
score?
so.
No?
No, I would say no, Mike.
Wow.
But, well, it's still a two-score game. If And quarterback Myers back.
Oh.
He throws. It is incomplete, almost picked off by the Trojans.
Is incomplete.
And see who the Trojan defender was.
Safety sitting in the middle of the field, didn't move. Ball came right to him. He didn't move out of there. Spencer's got to see that. He's got to pick that safety up. And if the safety stand in the middle of the field, he's got to wait a second and lead the kid across, or he's got to go check down with that ball to the flat.
Second down and 10 yards to go for the Blue Devils. No, but another score and an extra point, unless they go for two and make it, it's a 16-point difference. And this is quarterback. He's got it off. Measle breaks a tackle, and Measle is down to the 14-yard line, where he's brought down. I think he's going to be very close, but a little shy of first down yardage.
He should be over. First down.
Yes, it is. There it is. First down.
I wonder if Greencastle can get in here. Does Chambersburg think they lost this game? And then that's how it plays out.
Well, yeah, yes, I mean, that is a possibility, but I would hope that they would not have that attitude. And there is a Blue Devils getting it down, and the Trojans can't bring them down.
Yeah, it's over. I'm calling it over right here, Gary.
Over the.
I'm calling that it's a game here. If they stick this in, this game's over.
You're saying that it's over.
I'm saying when you can move a pile 6 yards, you've now started to impose your will on somebody, and somebody is either getting tired or don't think they've had some opportunities to score and didn't, and they just start to think that, all right, we can't get this done.
So it's a second down and the 4 from the 7-yard line. And we are at the 10-minute mark in this ball game, and it's going to be, it looks like knocked down.
Miles Braxton comes flying through, and he makes the play in the backfield for a big loss. Now, I'll change my tune if they don't score. I think if they score, then I think we can start singing the Don Meredith song.
Yeah. Third down and 8 yards to go. 3rd and 8. And quarterback Myers looking to throw. He has it off and incomplete, and a flag.
Wow.
At about the 6-yard line.
That's got to be an interference call, right?
You would think.
Wow.
Pass interference to call against Chambersburg.
So it's
first and goal.
First and goal for the Blue Devils on the pass interference call against the Trojans with 9:17 to play.
That puts you down to what, the 5.5 here, 6-yard line, because you get half the distance of the goal on that? Or no, not an automatic first down? It had to be a hold then?
Well,
that's not pass interference then,
Placed down at the 6-yard line.
It's the 6-yard line, and it's third down. How can that be if it's pass interference?
Or no matter what the call is, it can't be defensive holding because that's automatic first down.
Now 3rd and 3, yeah. So it is 3rd and 3 according to the board. And the pass is up. It is good, and it is a touchdown. Jared Stolliper on the receiving end for the Greencastle-Antrim Blue Devils.
Nice throw by Myers. He's got someone in his face. He gets knocked down, and he's been impressive tonight. I think the thing that's impressed me most about Spencer Myers tonight is he stood in the pocket, and he's made throws a couple of times, even taking a hit. He's not shied away from that at all. He's done a great job with that. He stood tall in the pocket. He waits till the guy comes open. He makes a throw even though he's going to hit him. And now the Blue Devils are going for 2 to try to make it 27.
And that would put it, a 3-score game. And I think they're going to do it into the end zone. And now you can say maybe it's going to be a definite long shot for the Trojans, as that was Graham on the 2-point conversion. And this 2-point conversion brought to you by Remax Premier Executives of State Line. Lois Bear agent. Phone 717-597-2777. The Blue Devils 27, Trojans 10. This is the F&M Trust Sports Network on midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Agency has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand name uniforms for athletic, work, medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-7571 or online at delprint.com.
Well, the Trojans down by 17 points, take over the football at the 35, 37-yard line. And the Trojans have had their opportunities tonight, but now, it's a 3-score ball game.
This is it, 3-score game. Chambersburg comes out that 5-wide formation with Leedy. Greencastle's got to back up now. Start playing 4 deep coverage, 2 deep coverage, and make tackles.
And this is
great
looking
play by
for
Sprague.
room. And number 17, Boaz Pogue for the Chambersburg Trojans.
Pogue's down, he's hurt. I can't tell if it's a knee or a cramp, so I won't speculate on that. I'll know as soon as the trainer gets there.
And
he's drinking water. It's a cramp. It's a cramp. Yeah, he's trying to get a cramp out of there. And we knew that coming into it tonight. The kids don't hydrate enough during the week. And then it's the first night. This is the first time they've played a full 48-minute game. The scrimmage, they go a couple 10s and game situation. But, you always get a break to the sideline and all that stuff. He's got to come off the field, though.
So Pogue is coming off. And a reminder, the key word tonight is Chalk Talk. Just email us your registration at midpennbroadcasting.com. That will qualify you to win 2 tickets to see the Redskins and Philadelphia Eagles, 2 tickets and bus transportation to the Saturday, December the 20th game from Klein Tours. Again, Chalk Talk, the key word. And you can sign up at midpennbroadcasting.com. It is a second down and 10 yards to go for the Trojans. Hunter Leedy at quarterback for Chambersburg. And Leedy throws. He has it complete at the 40-yard line. Boaz Pogue, but Greencastle will take that play all night.
All night.
3 yards.
Let him complete the ball, make the tackle. You got the clock now in your favor. They got to try to get up and down the field a couple of times, so they got to move faster. They were going no huddle 6 minutes ago. Now they're huddling up.
And empty backfield, and the pass off. It is complete, but getting stopped by the Trojans is number 28 for Chambersburg, and that 28 is Caleb Thompson.
Play made by Sprague, but that's a scary play. If he gets loose, he scores, and that's the thing right here that scares me. I'd love to see them in a 2-deep look or a quarters look here, 4 across the back. Let them make the catch, tackle, keep him in bounds, and let the clock go. But as my friends are texting me because I said it's over, they're reminding me that Rambo always said, nothing is over.
Yeah.
It's over, Johnny.
Yeah. And quarterback back and Leedy over the middle. It is incomplete on 3rd and 1.
Fourth and 1.
That was 4th and 1. Okay. So it's 4th and 1. So the Blue Devils take over on downs.
take over on downs. And now if you're Greencastle, what are you going to do, Gary?
I would kill as much time as I possibly could.
Put the ball in someone's belly.
Put it in somebody.
Put it in somebody's belly. Let them run it. First down or no first down. Run about 2-3 minutes off this clock. 4 minutes if you can.
And that's what the Blue Devils will try to do as the handoff and a couple of yards there up to about the 45-yard line on the carry from Tyler Graham. So Graham on the carry. It's not much of a pickup, but at this point for Greencastle, they're more concerned about the seconds ticking off that clock. And
get into this game now. You want Spencer Myers to get in that huddle. You want him to break the huddle. And you want him to look at the back judge. When the back judge puts his hand up, there's 5 seconds before delay game. Then start calling your cadence and snap the ball. That's what you want. You want to milk this for as much as you can. Go right, look right at the referee in the back of the field. Wait till he puts his hand up.
Second down, 9 yards to go. And quarterback back, he throws, it is incomplete. And that'll bring up a third down.
What in the world is going on? I do not. This is not Coach Taninis out here. Come on, he's taking away everything I believe. You know, people used to listen and say, well, you're a genius. You could make all these calls. And that's because you watch it now. He's messing with us. Now he throws the ball incomplete, the clock stops. You don't want the clock to stop.
What did Lizzie tell you? He's going to
Lizzie
throw
said
the
this
ball.
was it, right? This was it. We're going to throw it.
Yeah.
A timeout now, too. Oh,
football.
man.
So a timeout with 6:47 to go. We'll take time with the score. Greencastle 27, Chambersburg 10 on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPayBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Brothers Pizza is a proud supporter of the Greencastle Blue Devils. Brothers Pizza offers a full menu, and breakfast is served 7 days a week. Don't forget Brothers Pizza for your next football party or special event. Our menu selection is great for football parties, birthdays, and other special occasions. Dine in, carry out, and delivery. 50 Pine Drive, Greencastle, next door to Comfort Inn. Phone 597-5322 or order online at mybrospizza.com.
Gary Klein along with Mike Montadoro and our cameraman tonight, Steve Sivio from Greencastle, where the Blue Devils are in control. They lead this one 27-10 over the Trojans. And Spencer Myers, motion coming there from Measle. Myers is back. He throws it again. He's got a receiver.
Push it.
And a first down.
Push the pile. There it is.
All the way up to the 35-yard line.
Wow.
And that was number 83 for the Greencastle Blue Devils. Bray Peck on the receiving end. And it is a first down.
The Trojans have made some mistakes tonight, and they've given Greencastle one touchdown from a yard out. But if I know your coach, Saunders, you don't want to see that. It's the one thing I can't fix that.
No, that's I mean, Greencastle has been a lot more physical tonight. They pushed the Trojans around. Measle goes to the right, and Measle gets some room outside, and he'll get it up to about the 23-yard line.
Take your time in and out of the huddle. Slow it down. Force them to use up their timeouts if they want to. Force them into it.
New style Blue Devil football here, Mike.
New style is right.
Yeah. They're throwing the football. There
we go. That's it.
And quarterback will hand off, and this is Beazle headed for the end zone. He's going to be in, I think. No, they're saying he stepped out at about the 1 foot line.
He went out at the 1 foot line. He tried to lay out with the ball, hit the pylon, and he was a little bit short, lost the handle. Chambersburg may have thought they got a turnover down there, but they did not because he hit the ball. The ball came out on the stripe. So that puts it 1st and goal at the 1 yard line, and wow.
5:14 to play in this one. And you just can't help thinking, the Trojans heading into that Mid-Penn Commonwealth schedule, they're going to have to get a whole lot better. And they're into the end zone, and another Greencastle touchdown is number 47, Tyler Graham. And I guess Chuck was correct. He said they were not going to be deer in the headlights this year.
He did say it. And what a great job they've done tonight. They've been physical.
Yeah.
They've been stronger. They've moved piles. They've run the ball. They've done some things differently. So awesome job by the Blue Devils tonight.
And here comes the kick. It is up. It is good by Kurt Hansen. And this extra point is brought to you by RE/MAX Premier Executives of State Line, Lois Bear Agent, phone 597-2777. A 34-10 lead for the Blue Devils. This is the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Football season is here, and Klein Tours has your ticket and bus transportation to NFL action. We have trips to all Baltimore Ravens home games. Join Klein Tours as we travel to Miami.
Okay, there was a penalty, and they're re-going after the extra point. The result is going to be the same. It's 34-10. And now we'll take the break, or 37-10, I'm sorry. Now we'll take the break. This is the F&M Trust, the Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Football season is here, and Klein Tours has your ticket and bus transportation to NFL action. We have trips to all Baltimore Ravens home games. Join Klein Tours as we travel to Miami to watch the Ravens play the Dolphins December 6th through 9th. We have your ticket and transportation to see the Washington Redskins. Trips to New York City, Atlantic City, multi-day tours, and more. Klein Tours, the Tri-State's #1 tour and travel agency. Visit us online at kleintours.com or phone 717-597-5997.
Okay, they're confusing us with the scoreboard here. They've got 40-10 up there. I don't think that's correct. 34-10, the correct score. And there is the kick, and it's taken by the Trojans at the 40-yard line.
You got 5 minutes to go in this thing, and as Steve Sibio, our cameraman, reminded me, Gary, that on Chalk Talk last night we all took Chambersburg, as we mentioned that before.
I reminded you at the half.
And you did remind us at the half that we took Chambersburg in this, and I did not see this one coming. And this is a great game. You know, the thing about a game that ends up like this, you want this to be a measuring stick for the Blue Devils to see where you are, but I don't know. I don't think I know anymore. I know they're physical. I know they're going to run their feet. I know they're going to play with great emotion. Spencer Myers has done a nice job. They found a couple of backs they can get the ball to, but I don't know how to gauge this Chambersburg team.
It's a big question, Mike. I mean, you're playing a smaller school, and I mean, you're literally, have been outplayed tonight. Greencastle has been a lot more physical, so, things have to change a lot for Chambersburg. And there's a big hit at the 45-yard line. And that was Sam Sprague put it on to Deshaun Moore.
Yeah, Dunnigan gets there first, gives him a hit, and Sprague comes in and cleans it up. So nice job on that. That's what I thought we were going to see out of Sean Moore when he came in earlier. 6 yards, 7 yards on the run. Get them on the edge. Throw and run. Give them the throw-run option.
It's 40-10 the correct score here, guys?
34-10.
34. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I had.
Oh,
afraid I missed something. And look at that. And, the Blue Devils are just showing, why they are the superior team here tonight. Unquestionably.
Unquestionably is right. Other than a few mishaps along the way, they've been pretty dominant tonight. Great job by the Blue Devil staff having this team prepared to play like this. Great job.
And the Blue Devils next week will be taking on an opponent they haven't played in quite a while, and the Littlestown Thunderbolts. Chambersburg also, for the first time since sometime in the 80s, will play host to the Shippensburg Greyhounds.
And that'll be a good matchup to see where those two programs are, to see how the measuring stick, to see how Ship matches up here. Littlestown, I don't know. I don't know that Littlestown is as big. Chambersburg is a pretty big team. I don't know if Littlestown can be as big up front. But if Greencastle can play like this week in and week out, wow.
And this one, especially the second half, has belonged to the Blue Devils here. And quarterback throws, and it's off. He has it complete. That's Darius Johnson at the 45-yard line.
First down.
It is a Trojan first down, and it's probably all academic now. And 34-10 Chambersburg lead, despite what the scoreboard says with 2:44 to play.
Luckily, they can't see the scoreboard, right?
Yes.
Our folks at home.
And this is, by the way, James Buchanan Rockets win tonight, 33-19. And the pass is off, incomplete at the 30-yard line.
Good job by Measle. Nice coverage there. Greencastle has played a phenomenal game tonight. Phenomenal football game out here. And again, I can't say enough. I thought this is what we were going to see Moore do when he came in earlier in the game. Get him out on the corner, give him a run-throw option, stretch the field a little bit.
And it's all over in Fawn Grove, and Waynesboro defeats Kennard-Dale 53-7 tonight.
Wow. Twitter will blow up tonight.
And quarterback rolling left and throwing, and it is incomplete at the 35-yard line. Gettysburg over Southwestern 44-41. And trying to get you a Shippensburg score here.
Now, didn't Waynesboro almost, was that last year they almost pulled the upset at Chambersburg?
Well, they played Chambersburg. It was in week 2 at Waynesboro. It was 33-0. Waynesboro scored 28 points late.
All right, then.
On Chambersburg's second team.
You cleared it up for me.
Yeah, it looked a lot closer than it really was, but you get down to 2 minutes in the game, and one mistake, Waynesboro could pick up a football and win. Yeah.
When's the last time Waynesboro scored 50 points in a game?
Yeah, more like a season, right? Yeah, closer to a season in many times. But
it's going to be a late hit on Greencastle on a 4th down play, roughing the passer.
But yeah, I bet you'd have to go back in the record books for that one. So.
Coach Teninis giving him a little bit of a talking to Dunnigan. Giving him the, come on, Dunnigan, you know better.
And still. So here we go. It is 3rd down, 10 yards to go. And
what's that?
Down
Face
to the
mask.
30-yard line. There comes the yellow flag along with it.
the only part of this game I'm not a big fan of right now. Seems to be a little jawing going on the field now, you know.
No flag on the play.
Let's get this thing out of here. Get everybody out of here safely.
Modern technology.
Time ticking away down to 2 minutes and 18 seconds to play.
Impressive night. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Impressive night by the Blue Devils.
Oh, absolutely.
Man. Dominant night.
You know, no question about it.
I'll be honest. We picked Chambersburg, but we thought it would be a 2-3 point game kind of thing, and
I actually picked the Trojans by 10, and there is the quarterback falling on the football all the way back at the 43-yard line.
No, just didn't see this coming like this.
No way. I never expected it. And you said it last night on the show. You never know what to expect. You know, a AAA team, even a good AAA team against a mediocre Quad A team. You know, a lot of times, the Quad A normally, with bigger kids, and a lot of times, a mediocre Quad A will be much better than a AAA, but that's not the case here tonight.
Not at all. And, as we said that last night on Chalk Talk, is even when Greencastle had some great teams here, when the Cordell brothers played and everything else, there was a struggle to win those games with an average Chambersburg team. So I figured an average Chambersburg team coming in here tonight would match up. And as we're looking at this, we're saying that's not an average Chambersburg team. I mean, it doesn't. They're just not physical. They're not getting off the ball, and they don't have a lot of kids that can just flat out outrun people.
Yeah, it is. And, Mark Saunders says you never know what's going to happen when the lights are on, and what has happened tonight for Chambersburg has not been pleasant at all.
Now, Darius Johnson has had a nice night for them, but has he touched it enough? Have they given the ball to him enough tonight? And that's, Darius Johnson might be their playmaker, their difference maker against a team like Greencastle, but he just has not touched the ball enough. And this got to be, this is a tough one for Chambersburg, because how do you come back from this one?
Yeah, it's got to be deflating. There's no...
I mean,
no
as a coach,
coach,
as I said, we could scheme it differently. We could go next week against Ship and say we're going to give it to Johnson more. We're going to play more. But, man, can we coach toughness?
Yeah. How do you coach that? Yeah,
I mean, those are the things where, that's the thing about high school football being cyclical, and the Blue Devils win this thing. But can you coach kids to have that 1-2 to push the POW 8 more yards?
And the celebration will be on. The Greencastle-Antrim Blue Devils thump the Chambersburg Trojans tonight by a score of 34-10. And for Greencastle, what a way to start the season for the Blue Devils. And we see Chuck Tanitis and Mark Saunders out there talking at the 45-yard line. And, we've been talking about it, but it is quite a shocker to me, and I'm sure all of us.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much that Greencastle won, but the way that they won.
Yeah, just the way they dominated the game from start to finish. A couple mishaps that happened along the way that you expect in a week one game, but they never allowed Chambersburg to get any kind of sustained momentum in this thing and jump back in it. Every time Chambersburg had an opportunity to get back in it, Greencastle made the plays. Even down here before the half, they jumped off sides twice for the field goal, and then they decided to go for it on 4th and 3, which is an okay, it's the right call. And they stop him there on a throw over the middle. So, he's got to regroup. And, that's the one thing about coaches, man. They'll come back, they'll work hard this weekend, and they'll regroup.
And they will. And, I'm sitting here, we're going, Chambersburg is, going into places like Central Dauphin and playing Cumberland Valley.
You worried.
How are they going to do in the Mid-Penn Conference? I mean, it could be. And, maybe they will improve. Like you said, they'll go back to work. But it's not a very good start tonight for the Trojans, losing it to the Blue Devils by a score of 34-10. And this is the F&M Trust, the sports network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com. Back with the wrap-up after this.
When you get the home equity line of credit at F&M Trust, you can also apply for the Equity Advantage Card, accepted at millions of MasterCard locations worldwide. Take advantage with the Equity Advantage Card from F&M Trust. Get details at fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Hey, insurance companies that want to spend $1 gazillion on funny TV ads can go right ahead, as long as it's not my money paying for it. For seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance, I go to Erie Insurance, where a great price is just the start. You get unbelievable service, independent agents you can really trust, and superior products. But don't just take it from me. Talk to your local Erie agent.
Call Antrim Insurance. In Greencastle, call 593-0500. In Waynesboro, call 762-4565.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-7571 or online at delprint.com.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Terrain dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
Well, for the Greencastle-Antrim Blue Devils, a great way to start off this Labor Day weekend, and with a big victory over their next-door neighbor, the Chambersburg Trojans, and the Blue Devils just handed it to the Trojans by a score of 34-10 tonight.
Great job by Blue Devils. We talked about in the fourth quarter. Can't say enough. Coach Saninas had these guys ready to play. They're physical. They're athletic. He found some running backs. They did some things in the passing game that we thought they'd be able to do this year. They got that done. Spencer Myers played a heck of a game. Just being able to stand in there, take some hits, and make some throws. So great job by that whole group. Defensive backs made tackles on the field when they had to. One-on-one, they made the plays, and Chambersburg, they just kind of pushed them around. So great job.
Okay, so 34-10 next week. Gary Lang and I will be in Chambersburg when they play the Shippensburg Greyhounds, and the last I could find the score on that was the start of the fourth quarter at 20-7. Dover was leading, but I'm sure it has to be over by now, but that's the last thing I could find on it. So it'll be a big test for the Chambersburg Trojans next Friday night at Trojan Stadium. And you and Greg Hoover will be in Littlestown.
We will be in Littlestown. We're going to go all the way to Littlestown.
Yeah, Littlestown. And it's probably the Blue Devils' first game there since the Blue Mountain League days back in the 80s, I think. And, very seldom have they played Littlestown in recent memory here.
Yeah, and you know what? And from tonight's contest, we're going to say it on Chalk Talk. We expect the Blue Devils to win Friday night.
Well, yes.
But this is a big game.
Oh, it's huge.
There's big emotion in this game tonight. Can you recreate that Friday night?
That's the thing.
Can you come off this win and continue steamrolling? And if you can, if he can get them to do that, that's a phenomenal job. And that's just where you're like, okay, can we steamroll? Can we keep going now? Because you want to play well at Littlestown.
Yeah, yes, you do. But is Littlestown a trap game for the Blue Devils?
I don't think they're a trap team. I think the Blue Devils are talented enough from what I've seen tonight to beat Littlestown. But you just don't want it to be sloppy.
You don't want it,
You want to continue, and if you're going to get better and win the league, you got to start you got to play consistently each week. And so I think that's what Chuck wants out of that. And then this game, this Chambersburg Ship game, Ship's coming off a loss, Chambersburg's coming off a loss. Both teams want to win, and it'll be might be a good gauge for the Blue Devils to see. It won't have any meaning in Week 10 though. We're not going to look back on Week 2 and say, well, Ship won or Ship lost. So
yeah, right, yeah.
But because Week 10, it's a whole different ballgame. Because as we said, Week 1 games are turnovers, penalties. Yeah. All those different things. So it should be a fun week of Chalk Talk. Should be a fun season.
Yes, it should be. It looks like it's shaping up that way. And
on this side, right?
On the Blue Devils side, yes. Now on the Trojan side, we'll wait and see. We'll see what happens. But should be an interesting one next week, though, at Trojan Stadium when the Trojans square off against the Shippensburg Greyhounds. And again, Thursday night at 7:30, Mike and I will be at John Allison Public House in downtown Greencastle to be talking high school football and Chalk Talk. You could always join us there, like many people did this past Thursday night.
They didn't know we were coming.
But right.
But they joined us.
They joined us. They were there. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, gee, I thought everyone was there because they knew we were coming. Yeah, right.
Great.
Yeah. And but that's Thursday night. Friday night, 6:45, Blue Devils and Littlestown, and we'll be on the air also about 6:30 with the Chambersburg Trojans and the Shippensburg Greyhounds. So again tonight, the Blue Devils win this one by a score of 34-10. And this game has been a production of MidPennBroadcasting.com. And we need to thank our cameraman tonight, Steve Simio, who was working on camera as we were working on both the Game Time PA side and the Mid-Penn Broadcasting side tonight here. And the Game Time PA Game of the Week next week is Chambersburg and Shippensburg, and they will also have a video of Greencastle and Littlestown that you'll be able to watch on Game Time PA as we move toward providing video for both games all season long. Well, tonight's game on MidPennBroadcasting.com has been brought to you by F&M Trust, wherever you are with your smartphone, transfer funds, pay bills, and more with the F&M Trust mobile app. Details at fmtrustonline.com, member FDIC. Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent. Waste management, environmentally friendly technologies and advanced innovations. Remax Premier Executives, Agent Lois Fair. Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency servicing the tri-state area for 35 years. Lecron Comfort Solutions, serving all of Franklin County with professional service and installation. Brothers Pizza, dine-in, carry-out, and delivery, 50 Pine Drive, Greencastle. And by Klein Tours, New York, Atlantic City, and more. Visit KleinTours.net for the complete tour schedule. For Mike Montadoro, I'm Gary Klein. Once again, the final score tonight, Greencastle-Antrim 34, Chambersburg 10. Good night, everybody.